like seeing these young kids like actually like make it mainstream was like a huge thing for me, because I was like, whoa, like I don't have to wait for this to happen. Like I can make it happen now. Like every song I make, I'm like, oh, this is my best song. And then I'll make another song and be like, this is my best song.
Hello, my fellow Martians. My name is Harry Mars, and this is the On Mars Pod, where we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike.
While I was in there, I think I wrote like 300 songs while I was there. I feel like my career has always been like a little moment that becomes a huge moment. So you're more like receptive to having and cherishing these moments, like no matter how small they are. It's like they mean so much to you.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we are joined by an artist, producer, songwriter, Gun Boi Kaz. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you for having me, bro. This is great.
Of course, man. So it's been a long time coming. As soon as I met you, I'm like, yep, this dude right here, gotta have him.
This guy.
This guy right here,
dude.
He's got something to him. He's got something here.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Of course,
Thank
man.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, we're surrounded by a lot of talent. And, you know, we actually met through the homies, Futuristic 2022. You know, that was the link.
Yo, shout out Tony, man.
Shout out Tony. He actually was episode 61.
Yeah. He
Yes.
what? I don't think I actually watched that.
It comes
Sorry,
out.
Tony.
It comes out on Monday. Oh. Hasn't come out yet.
Tony, I'll watch it. Don't worry.
So what were you about to say though? With Tony? Shout out to Tony.
Yeah, Tony, bro. He I feel like everybody that I met here in Arizona, like I've kind of like met through Tony, which is pretty weird. Like it's crazy. I've always like been somebody to go and like find my own friends and like create my own friend group, but it was nice coming out here, and like Tony moved out literally the same time I did.
So you're able to build it together almost.
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
way.
And then he already had this like whole group of people. I was like, I'm walking myself right in there.
Yeah. Perfect, dude. The red carpet is out.
No, yeah.
Yo,
no, it was great,
man. No,
dude,
so
yeah.
shout out Tony22.
Shout out Tony.
Go watch at On Mars Pod episode 61 if you want to go check out Tony22. But we're talking about Gun Boi Kaz today here. So
Sure.
I like to start these episodes with a little bit of a backstory, origin story kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you have an interesting one. You were born in South Korea.
Yes, I was. I was born in South Korea.
Which is awesome, man. To be international and come and make it in America, that's like every immigrant's, you know, dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight
No,
up.
for sure. For me, it was a little different. I feel like because I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed in such a blessed position. I was adopted when I was really little. Don't remember any of it, but my parents adopted me, brought me to Connecticut, and just made shit happen from there.
So it was immediately that you came to Connecticut.
Yeah,
From like
I was
newborn
like,
almost.
Yeah, probably. I think I was like 9 months old or something like that. I really don't know. Like I said, I don't remember it, but yeah, my sister and I are both adopted.
Okay.
I'm from Korea. She's from China. My parents are white as hell. Love you, mom and dad. But yeah, grew up with no seasoning.
Yeah,
man.
Hey, you learned on the way. You learned along the way.
I had to. Somebody had to.
Yeah. Thanks for the family.
Come on, I'm a family man.
Damn, dude. Yeah. Okay, so 9 months, you moved out to Connecticut. So really, all you know is the American way, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
100%.
Growing up in Connecticut, what was, you know, influences around the house? You know, you're listening to music, watching TV, watching movies in the house. What's being played and what's the influences you're seeing?
To be honest, I didn't really have a lot of like creative inspiration when like in my youth.
Okay.
My parents were never really like musically driven or like creatively driven, period.
Okay.
Which I mean, I'm not mad about it really, but I do remember listening to a lot of James Taylor growing up, and I would always sing James Taylor with my mom. That was like when I first started like taking in music for what it was. And then just listening to a lot of the radio a lot.
Okay, so like
out,
top 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah, shout out 95.7 in Connecticut, bro. If you know, you know. But yeah, they would always play these Bruno Mars songs and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like where I started singing and like getting my love for singing was literally just being in the car with my parents and like singing on the way to school or
Yeah.
wherever we were going. Yeah.
Singing hits, like basically doing like covers in the car. Like
Exactly, bro. I
carpool
would I would
karaoke.
literally sit in the back and like lip sync songs and like pretend I was like in a music video or some
Yo,
shit.
I mean, so you had
Yeah.
like you had the desire to be like
Absolutely.
a pop star, you know, from the beginning.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know
With like,
if
I guess
ever,
that's a, you know.
yeah, I don't know if I ever really imagined myself going into music when I was little. Like I was telling you before we were when we were talking, I really wanted to do drawing stuff. Super into drawing for like years, bro. Like years.
What kind of medium was it? Like just graphite, pencil, paper, or like?
Yeah,
okay.
mostly that. It kind of started off like drawing like anime shit, and then I would draw like album covers. And then I kind of shifted into like realistic portraits. That was where I was like really getting into it. Like I was drawing some, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I was doing pretty good.
Dude, do you have some pictures I can maybe put up here? That
yeah,
you can,
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I'll
Yeah.
send you like one picture. I literally don't know where any of them are,
Okay,
but
cool.
I have like
At least
one
to show-
picture.
yeah, so
I have
something.
like a picture of X that I drew when I was like a while ago. Yeah, but
XXX Tentacion?
yes,
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
That was
good.
a big inspiration for me to actually start making music. Was X,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that was like in his heyday too. Yeah, like
Yeah,
when you were
dude.
kind of getting that
The best
inspiration.
era of music, man.
Yo,
2016, 2017. I miss those days, man.
It's a different time. It was a
Absolutely
different
different
time, man.
time.
For
Yeah.
real. It was like the start of a new era in rap and hip hop, for sure.
100%.
So were your sibling or was your sister and you close, or were your sister and you close growing up?
We hated each other growing up,
Oh,
dude.
really?
It was like fist fights out the wazoo, bro. Like we did not fuck with each other at all. But you know, I think what changed after I went to rehab, that's what made a huge shift for me with like my relationship with my sister. We kind of got really close after that, and now we're kind of besties. So
Good,
like,
man. I'm glad.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot. Like as you get older,
100%.
you definitely build more like that real, you know,
Dude,
almost
yeah.
like friendships with your siblings.
You
and-
kind of mature, I
yeah.
feel like, because at the end of the day, man, like if you have a sibling, at a certain point, that's all you're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
family wise, before you start your own family. But like, man, like I don't know. I could never imagine a world without my sis now. So.
For sure,
Yeah.
dude. I feel you, man. Now I grew up pretty close with my sister as well. We're like a year and some change apart, so it's just like super, you know, in the house, always doing everything together.
Mhm.
I 100% feel that, man. When everything is like, you know, we're in our 60s and 70s,
Dude.
it's like we're gonna be able to talk about the before 4 times.
I know,
It's
bro.
gonna be
I
great.
think about that a lot. Like I feel like, and I'm too young to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about, man, what am I gonna be doing when I'm 70? Like,
Yeah.
am I even gonna be here? Like,
Dude, you know what's crazy? I feel like our minds work at such a fast pace that like we feel older than we actually are.
Dude,
So
yeah.
sometimes those thoughts of just like mortality come a little bit earlier than some
Dude,
people
yeah,
that like
it
don't move as
sucks,
quickly.
but like it's at to a certain extent, it like gives you a better sense of like responsibility and
Yes.
drive. So
For sure, because you kind of see that end in a way, so it's like motivates you to like not waste any time.
exactly,
I
bro.
think that's
Mhm.
100% like the best way to look at it, and realistically, that's how I see it too. Where it's like I don't want to die regretting shit. That's kind of how I think
absolutely,
of
bro.
a lot of shit. Where it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to be 70 years old thinking about 40 years ago, wishing I could.
Dude, yeah, that's
Yeah.
like I feel like that was such a big point for me, especially like when I was finishing up high school. Was like, do I want to really like do this music shit? Because like
Right.
I'm either doing it or I'm not doing it, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm doing it and I'm moving out and I'm doing all the things that I'm doing now, or I'm going to college and I'm like getting a 9 to 5 and working a regular ass job.
It's like
So
a
it's
fork in the
bro,
road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's a different life. And it's like
100%.
people can go that route and people love that and like they can live in that comfortably, which I
Mhm.
understand. But at the same time, that couldn't be me. You know, it just couldn't.
Dude.
There's no
I
way.
can't. With how poorly I did in school, bro, I could never work for like a corporate job, bro. I'd be fucked. It would
So-
be over.
So in high school, then you're doing art and you're making music at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
so I started making music.
16.
Yeah. Whoa, that's crazy. I didn't even remember that. That's wild. Yeah, around 16 years old, yeah, was when I really started like recording songs in my bedroom and like, I mean, it was terrible music, but like it was music.
It was your music.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah.
And what happened was I found like a bunch of people online who were like around my size on SoundCloud, and we all kind of like meshed together, and that's where I met Zin. Shout out Zin, that's my manager.
XINCLAIR.
Yes, indeed, XINCLAIR. We met over the internet. I literally saw one of his ads on my Instagram feed, and I was like, dude, you're dope. Like, we gotta work. And like, it's been raps since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where was he at?
He was in Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was kind of the reason I moved out to Arizona, because things started really picking up, and he was like, we gotta get a house together. Like, we gotta like just move in, lock in, and get to work. So,
dude,
yeah.
Yo, again, shout out to Zin.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
So then, 16 years old, you're working on music, and you're rapping with friends, or like you're producing your own stuff, just you, or what's that look like?
I've never made my own beats.
Okay.
Just really bad at it. I tried and I sucked. So
well, you were recording your own vocals though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're producing your own vocals,
and
but you were getting beats from homies and online,
YouTube,
like YouTube,
and
beat
the
stars.
type beats. I'm not even gonna lie, I still do it, bro. I'm like, okay, you can
That's
go on
inspiration.
YouTube and find my beats that I use. like I've had people hit me up and be like, yo, this is your beat. I'm like, no, it's actually not.
Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, I mean, but there's some good stuff out there, and like,
100%, dude. YouTube producers are like, I feel like they're clowned on in the industry, but bro, they do some good ass work. And if you're at the end of the day, it comes down to like how good you are at writing over something. So like,
absolutely,
if you can hear a beat and you know it's the one, you know,
you make it your song. Though.
Exactly,
that's the difference, because
100%.
It's like there's like a thing about like you can give the same artist the same beat, and they're gonna be two totally different songs,
dude.
You
Yeah,
know?
100%.
So it's like I 100% am on board with like it's all about what you write on it and how you execute the vocals and like what you add on top.
Exactly,
all the ear candy and stuff like that, and the mixing. So, because if you can mix a YouTube type beat too, it's like that's actually sometimes harder to mix. Like, you know, when it's just like
bro.
When it's just like a straight file,
dude. It
like,
can be really, really annoying, especially if there's like a drum line or something that I'm like, man, if this snare wasn't so loud, this would be the perfect beat. I just gotta move on.
Yeah,
like I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, man. Okay, so then when was it when you're like, all right, like this is getting like I'm getting kind of good at this, you know what I mean? Because you're 16 years old. I feel like that's still you still got some growing to do, and
I mean
2 more years in high school probably after that too. So
yeah, I don't really know if there was ever a turning point where I was like, oh, I'm good at making music now. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought I was good at making music when I first started out, even making like trash songs. Like I'll look back at it now and be like, damn, I sucked. And I'll 5 years from now, I'll look back at the songs that I'm making now and be like, damn, I sucked. Yeah, it's just like a repeating process for me. I feel like, and it's a good mindset to have, but it's also like, it can be really tricky because like every song I make, I'm like, oh, this is my best song. And then I'll make another song and be like, this is my best song. And I'll make another song. And that's only like 3 songs. So like the past few drops, I'm like, damn, these are trash. I'm never going to listen to these again. What the fuck? Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, especially you got so much in your catalog. You know what I mean? Like you've released a lot of, you have a pretty good amount of songs in the past like since like 2019.
100%.
Yeah. So like,
and there's a lot of terrible songs in there.
But there's still songs that you went through the process of like writing, producing, distributing. Yeah. Like all that stuff is
like I'll go back and listen to those songs. I'll be like, damn, how did I think that this was like
fire,
droppable? You know, like it's like dude, objectively just a bad song. Like,
dude, but like to your point though, like you do need that like confidence though when you're in the moment. Like when you're writing the songs, dude, you have to have that mindset of like, this is the best shit I've ever written. Yeah. Because if you're not gonna be your own cheerleader, no one's gonna be your own cheerleader.
Oh, absolutely,
so it's
bro.
Like if you don't think it's dope, no one else is gonna think 100%, it's dope. Yeah. So it's like it is about confidence.
That's the key aspect for music. It's just having confidence in what you're doing. Like if people think you're confident, then they're gonna think you're like the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
like,
man.
It's the same thing with like people being on stage and stuff. If they look at you and they think like, oh, this guy's never been on stage in his life, they're not gonna like your performance.
They're not gonna connect. Yeah,
exactly. So
for sure, man. I think that's like something that's it's like an energy thing that it like bleeds through to other people. Yeah, like when you bring a certain 100%. Energy. I mean, it's the same shit. Like when you walk into a room and you have like high energy, usually that will bleed into people around you, and everyone has a great time. You come in and you're like low energy, like depressed or like sad, not talking to anyone.
You kill the fucking vibe,
You kill the vibe.
dude. You kill the vibe. You can't be that guy.
Same shit with the music,
No, yeah,
man.
100%.
You gotta be like hyped, energy, like this is the best shit I've ever.
Yeah.
On repeat. Play that shit again.
No, literally, dude. Literally.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's like getting
100%.
fucked up to it. And you know what I mean? Like that's
No, literally.
like, that's like some of the best times in music that I've ever had is like when you finish a project and you're like, this. You throw like a little thing with your homies, like listening party, and you're like, yo, this is the best shit.
Dude, yeah. I've never actually like. I think the first time I had like a listening party was when y'all came
plus?
over
Yeah.
for my birthday, and we like listened to it. That was fun. Good
Yeah.
time. But
I mean, yeah. Go stream 23 plus.
23 plus.
Yes, the
Do
EP
it.
that just came out a couple months ago now.
Yep.
Or yeah.
Yep. I drop I feel like I'm Taylor Swift, bro. I drop a song every year on my birthday.
Yes.
It's always been just a single though, so this is the first time I've ever done like an actual project on my birthday. So there's a lot of songs on there that I've like held on for a while, and a lot of people were nagging me for it. So,
Yo,
yeah, it was-
because
yeah.
you would tease them, right?
Yeah, 100%.
exactly.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I'll tease something on release. If it doesn't pop off, then I won't drop it.
Yeah.
Save it for-
Nice. Dude, that's a good way to test the
Yeah.
waters and know
No,
exactly what you're gonna like. Yeah, what's gonna hit before it actually
yeah.
hits.
There's no point in dropping anything that like doesn't hit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
such a
I've done
good
it
point.
before too. Like I've dropped like, I mean, shit. They're like one of my favorite songs I've ever made was called "Simple Thing." It's a more recent one, and it just flopped, bro. Like so hard, it flopped. And because I think I did this like campaign where I didn't really post it before it dropped, and I wanted to try just posting it like after it dropped, and
Yeah.
didn't work for me. It can work for some people.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it can work for some people. But for the way my algorithm works and like testing the waters, like that was not the move.
For sure. I mean, well, I think to that point, like I talked about this with Tony, how like once you find your like formula, you can pretty much like rinse and repeat.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been rinsing and repeating for years, brother. Like,
and it works, bro.
It do.
it works. If you find the right formula, like you can lock in on it. And yeah, I mean that's how you got to where you are now. So yeah, man. So I want to talk about being DIY. That's something that from the top you were always about that. And I think that's something like, even though you weren't producing your own beats, but like it was important for you to like write your own songs, record your own vocals, distribute your own music, you know, have all of that control.
100%.
And I just want to talk about like being at a young age and already kind of being hip to that. And, you know, what kind of examples were you looking at? Was it the XXX Tentaciones of the world? Or like, did you like YouTube University? Like, how do I do this the right way? Or like, what was your process of like doing that?
When I first started out, I didn't really have like anybody that I was like looking up to, and I think that's why I sucked.
Because you didn't have a strategy.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
All I knew was that I could type in this person type beat, find a beat, I could press record, and then that's a song. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ever really like fuck around with the mixing and mastering and all of that jazz.
It wasn't technical.
Yeah.
At first.
But I think around like the time when the SoundCloud era hit, with X and Juice World, even Lil Pump, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Pump was a big, like, I used to make like Pump type music.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he was part of that. He was part of that era.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Just like having like seeing these young kids like actually like make it mainstream was like a huge thing for me, because I was like, whoa, like I don't have to wait for this to happen. Like I can make it happen now.
And they were all independent.
Yeah,
That's like
exactly,
a big thing with all of those artists. They were SoundCloud rappers that were all independent.
Yeah,
they ended
dude.
up building their buzz up, and that's honestly the beginning of like the end of record labels, you know?
Yeah.
And I would even say
100%.
it came even a little bit earlier with like Chance the Rapper, like acid
Chance.
rap, you know,
Yeah,
like
bro, the
2013
mixtape era.
Yeah, mixtape era, blog
Yeah,
era,
dude.
2013 when blogs really started popping
yeah.
off and stuff like that.
Blog era
That's-
was insane.
That's when you can build up your own profile as an artist, and then the labels were coming to you to feed off of your already built following.
Right.
Where it was before that, they would come to you and develop you, throw
Yeah.
$100,000 at
Exactly.
just showing you how to be an artist. And that's so long gone at this point that it's
Dude.
like unreal. But the fact that we were able to grow up in that era, see the era of SoundCloud rappers become massive stars like almost overnight, it feels like.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden they had Universal, Sony, Columbia, all
bro.
just
They
hitting
were
them
all
up.
over it, yeah.
So it's I mean, it's cool that you're able to see that and kind of almost like understand that you can do it yourself and you don't
Exactly.
need to wait for anybody else.
Dude, yeah, 100%. It was weird too, because I didn't really take music seriously until like, I feel like I didn't take it seriously until after I got back from rehab. And during those, because I was in there for like two-ish years.
How
two
old
and a
were
half.
you when you went into rehab?
I was a sophomore in high school.
So that was like right around when you started making music.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I was like making music, and I was kind of like a meme in my high school. We don't talk about those days, but I had some problems. Went into some treatment facilities. Dude, I went to this wilderness program. And you literally live in the woods. And
would you do like psychedelics and stuff like that?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. They ain't giving psychedelics to kids, but
oh yeah, you're 16 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in the woods and it's like a rehab
it's like
environment,
a group
though.
therapy sort of thing for like adolescents who are like struggling and going through addiction or depression or whatever it is. And you'd hike like a mountain every day. You'd like man, you had to set your tent up outside. It wasn't even a tent. We had like a tarp and ropes.
Wow.
And yeah, it was an interesting experience. I actually ended up enjoying it. I think I was there for like 3 months.
Okay.
But by the end of it, I felt like it actually like helped me.
Wow.
And then I was shipped off to Montana to be in like an actual like facility. And that was when I like started like writing songs. And while I was in there, I think I wrote like 300 songs while I was there. And I ended up making an album out of it, Love Me Not.
That was your debut, right?
Yeah, it's not on platforms right now. There was something that happened with a sample on it, and a certain record label, won't name it, took it down, but fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, that was where I like my love of actually making music and wanting to make this happen like came about.
Yeah.
So after I got out, I just kind of hit the ground running. Like I dropped that album and then I kept going. And then eventually, because TikTok came about while I was in rehab, I didn't have no phone. I didn't have no computer. So I didn't know what was going on in the internet. Mind you, that's also around the time when like SoundCloud era was at its peak. So I missed all of that. Like I literally missed all of like Juice WRLD and like all these other crazy artists that were doing so well at the time. And it was so inspiring. Like 6ix9ine's whole run, like missed it.
Because you didn't have a phone.
Yeah, didn't have no technology. It was just me in my own world. But I came back and I started making music again. My old manager, he told me he was like, yo, there's this new app, TikTok. You gotta download it. You gotta start using it. You gotta post your music, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hell no. Like this looks like a terrible app. Like why this is so cringy.
Yeah.
I downloaded it. And I made like my first TikTok, and it was literally just me, and because I was in boarding school at the time, up in New York, and my roommate at the time just filmed a video of me rapping this song, Numb 3 that I had.
Yes, that's one of your biggest songs.
Yeah. 10 million streams now.
That's
crazy.
Congrats.
Crazy.
That's huge.
Thank
dude.
you.
Yeah.
But he recorded a video of me rapping it over like some speakers and stuff, and it popped off. Like that was like it kind of popped off. I think it got like 500,000 views. And that was like my first video ever. So I was like, okay, TikTok. You kind of got this. Something. You kind of cooking.
So it was immediately you saw that. Yeah,
that response. And then I dropped a remix to WAP by Cardi B.
Yeah.
And it was a freaky ass remix. It was pretty freaky. And that got 10 million views
on TikTok.
Yeah, immediately. Like, and that was like my third post, I think. So literally as soon as I put my toe in the waters for TikTok, a monster grabbed my leg and pulled me in. And now I've just been making content ever since, just doing the whole content grind.
I love it, man. And I kind of want to talk about like that time that you did spend in rehab, because I feel like that was when you really became Gun Boi Kaz.
Yeah, I think I'd say that. Yeah.
And it's like, and sometimes you need to have that like harsh reality to be like put right here, where it's just like, what are you gonna do, boy? You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah,
It's like you
100%.
got to pick a direction right now, and it's just like you're going down the wrong path. If you want to do this the right way, you got to fucking put your heels to the ground and fucking make it happen.
100%.
And I just want to talk about like that mindset and almost like being on the other side where it's just like it pushed you to have to even get to that point. And
Right.
like, because you're like seeing these guys, like you mentioned, Juice World passed away from narcotics. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Lil
dude.
Peep,
Sad.
R.I.P. You know, it's just like
Sad.
people in the industry taking their own life on accident because
Mhm.
they want to have a little bit too much fun. And being a young, impressionable 16-year-old, you were probably seeing that and like kind
Oh
of
yeah,
being
yeah,
like
100%,
influenced by
yeah.
that. And I mean, there's a lot of people that have like spoken against that, you know, that shit, like,
Yeah.
you know, hyping up Zans, you know, like, you know, I think it was Russ who was just like, how many Zans do you need to take before you realize you're a loser or some shit like
Mhm.
that? And he wore that
Absolutely.
shirt and it was like a huge
Yeah.
thing and he got like a bunch of backlash because he was like insensitive, but it was just like talking about the importance of like substance abuse in the rap industry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's strong. I think it'll always be a part of rap. I don't know. It's just
always
kind of how
been.
that road veered, and now it's just the way that it is.
For sure. And I do feel like on that same token, there's been some, you know, deaths like Peep and Juice World, Mac
Yeah.
Miller that have really, you know, refined how people view drugs in the industry. And a lot
100%.
more people are like lenient or not lenient, but like not lenient, but what like hesitant to even tap into that because of how many people have
Yeah.
accidentally fucked up.
100%. I will say, yeah, I think the drug culture in rap has gone down a lot more since
sure.
that time.
Yeah. But it's
But
been
yeah.
a big thing from the beginning of rap. It was smoking, it was drinking, it was
Oh, yeah.
lean, it was, you know, they used to the label used to give you fucking champagne in the fucking,
Dude, yeah.
you know what I mean? People were doing blow like crazy. It was like 12-hour sessions and they would just be up all night or whatever.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
part of music, like the music culture and drugs were like very
Hand in
hand
hand, bro,
for
yeah.
a long time. So
100%.
I definitely think it like almost went all the way and then now it's like going backwards where it's just like
Yeah.
people are like scared to do coke because of fentanyl.
For sure,
People are,
yeah,
you
no,
know, not doing
100%. I
pills
think
anymore.
fentanyl really made a difference,
Yes.
which is, yeah, that's a problem. But I
Yeah.
feel like, I mean, not to like talk about drugs too much, but drug culture has always been like present in music. I feel like even like
Yeah, absolutely.
like older stuff like Elvis and
Yes.
Johnny Cash and those guys, they were shooting up, they were
Yes.
smoking whatever you put in their pipe, bro. Like it was
Bro,
always
I mean, even fucking Ray, fucking what's his last name? Yeah, Ray, the blind guy, piano man. He was like a heavy heroin addict.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. It's always been a thing. I think
Ray
that's what I'm
Charles.
saying. I don't
Ray
yeah,
Charles.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Blind guy.
Blind guy.
Piano guy.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
No, yeah, but I think it'll always be a thing. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate thing,
yeah.
but like, I mean, it's
So
just what it is.
do you think in that era though that's why you were, you know, a little bit more open to like using substances and kind of getting out of your own head at such a young age? Because that is like people use substances to escape a lot of times.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's what you were doing, was like escaping like
I think
a
at
certain
the time
reality?
that's like what I wanted to tell myself I was doing. Like, oh, like I'm feeling so depressed and so stressed and anxious about literally nothing, that I'm doing all these drugs and drinking all this liquor and shit. But like at the end of the day, I think what it really comes down to is that I was bored. And I was just really bored. Like I hated going to school.
Yeah.
Hated all my classes, hated all my teachers. Just did not want to be living like the lifestyle that I was living. And all I could see from my parents are very traditional. So they carved this path for me when I was little of, you're going to go to college, you're going to get a great job, whatever it is. As long as you go to college and as long as you get a real job, you're going to be fine. So
Yeah.
that's all I had to go off of. I never really understood like how far I could take like music and like doing my creative stuff.
So it was never like an option for you in your head growing up. You're like, because it was never presented to you as an option.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
So that's kind of like, in a way, like because you felt like I have to fit this mold of traditional, but I don't want to, that almost like made you feel like you're not really being yourself at the same time. So,
yeah, 100%. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate to what it felt like.
Damn.
So I mean, shit, you know, why not do drugs? Like that,
Yeah.
that was where I was at.
And in a way, like that makes sense because you were trying to explore like a different part of your mind to maybe find the truer version of yourself, which at the end of the day, you ended up finding the truest version of yourself by doing drugs and pushing it maybe a little bit too far. So that way you had to scale it back and then really hone in on Gun Boi Kaz and your future at the end of it all, you know, because you were really young when you had that realization. Because some people don't even know what they want to do until they're 40 years old. So the fact that you had it at, you know, 16 to 18 years old in that era of when you were writing 400 songs or whatever in Rehab, like it's a blessing really that you had that happen at such a young age, because that's the reason why you're able to be who you are today.
Yeah, I would agree. Man. It's just unfortunate the timing. Like, dude, I swear, I wish I was here for the SoundCloud era, man. I always have like I feel like that's where my fear of missing out comes from. Just like damn, I miss SoundCloud, bro. I missed that whole era.
You still found your way though, you know. And I think you still found your pocket. You still found your niche and all that.
100%.
You still had like found your fan base, really. Yeah. So it's
shout
like,
out my fans, man. They're so nice. They're so cute. You guys are so adorable. I love you guys.
Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram @OnMarsPod. Okay, let's get back to it. So I do want to talk about, you know, post-recovery. You know, 2019, you do release that album that has the song with XINCLAIR on it. And that's when shit really starts to pop off. You know what I mean?
100%.
So what does that look like? And how soon after you leave recovery or rehab rather, when you're in recovery, like how soon after that does the things start really popping off?
So right after I left that facility in Montana, I went to boarding school in New York. And it was kind of like a very liberal arts driven school. It's very different from like your traditional boarding schools, which is, it was nice in a sense. I enjoyed my time there. Not the classes, but you know, I enjoyed my time there. I met my roommate at the time, Jay. And he was a producer. He made beats, and I was like, dude, I've never met anybody on like in real life who like makes beats and stuff. So immediately we clicked, and immediately we started working together. I think literally like the second day we knew each other, we made a whole song, and that ended up being the title track on that album, Love Me Not.
Is that the one where his tag's like, you made this? Or
yeah, Jay, you made that? Yo,
you
shout out Jay, bro.
Yeah, shout out Jay.
I miss you, bro. Where the fuck are you? Come out to Arizona. But he's from New Jersey, bro.
He's still out there?
Yeah, he loves Jersey. But yeah, so I think right after that, having somebody to like work with and like bounce ideas off of, that's what like really started picking up for me. And like then I met my old manager. He's also from Arizona, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I feel like Arizona was just calling me from the from the
for
beginning.
sure for years.
But doing that TikTok stuff and all that, that's where it really started like kickstarting everything. I think it was literally like right after I got out of treatment though. It was like really like a week after. Like
but your mindset was already set. Like I'm
doing this.
Yeah.
I got to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how my parents felt about it though. I don't think they very much liked it. I think they wanted me to finish school and go to college. I think sometimes they still do, but they're very supportive,
traditional mindset though.
Yeah. I think I mean they've never seen it though. I don't blame them to a certain extent, because like it's such a niche thing. It's like music, bro. Like
absolutely.
You know,
I mean,
like, I would never think.
How old are your parents?
Oh, dude.
Well, because my
like
parents
mid-60s.
Yeah, because my parents are older. Like my dad's almost 70, my mom's in her mid-60s as well. So it's like
same.
The era that they grew up in, music wasn't an option.
Dude, yeah.
It wasn't an option.
I always say that too.
So it's very different, and it's I can understand how it's hard for them to understand how this whole thing works.
No, yeah, 100%. I totally agree.
Because there's a lot of times where like my parents have just, you know, blindly trusted that I know what I'm doing.
No, yeah, 100%. I think
I appreciate that for that, but that's
for me it was like a war, bro. I remember my senior year of high school. It was just a battle between me and my parents of, oh, you're going to college or we're kicking you out. Like you're not welcome back at the house. Like we're like it was crazy. Like we would get into it. But I remember there was this one teacher that I had, because for some reason my parents always listened to like teachers and therapists over like actually listening to me. Probably because I lied to them a lot.
Yeah, they're like, we can't trust this guy.
Yeah, no, I mean shit. Good. You know what I'm saying? But there's this one teacher, man, Miss Poletsky, and she fought for me, bro. She was like, because she saw it. She was like, you got like the it factor. Like you're gonna do your thing. Because at the time, it wasn't like I was just kicking around cans and like saying it was gonna work out. I think I had like 70,000 monthly listeners, and I was making like some money off, like a monthly income off of music. Yeah, and so like it was there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think after after having her support and like just kept on insisting like this is what I want to do, I'm never going to college. Period. It's just not happening. So you don't like it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Yeah. But eventually they accepted it, and now I think after seeing how far I've come and seeing like all the money that I make from music, But like I said, I can't blame them. Like at the end of the day, if I had a kid, I want them to be successful too. And if I only knew this one path to success, I mean, shit, you got to follow that path. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. And yeah, it's hard to like understand it, when you're not in it either. So you can't really explain it to them. It's like, because they're just never really going to get it unless they're in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the fact that you were able to like overcome the pressures of, your parents telling you that, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
I think it speaks a lot about like your drive to be something bigger than
100%. I feel like that's still what drives me today. Is like, dude, I can't fall off. Like if I do, I'm fucked. Like what am I gonna do?
There's no options. There's no
literally
options,
at this point, like, dude, I'm young, dude. I'm a kid. I'm like 23.
Yeah.
Like I could still go back to college if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Right.
So like I literally don't have any other options. I gotta make this work.
Nah, you don't have to at this point. I mean, it's 2025, dude. You can make money off of doing so many things creatively and using like your brain, that you don't have to like work a 9 to 5. You don't have to put in like physical labor hours like you had to 50 years ago.
I know, it's crazy. I sit at home and I'm making money.
Yes,
it's crazy.
You're probably making money right now.
Probably. Probably. Hey, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. You're actually coming on this podcast and making money.
No, literally,
you're here.
Right here.
Yeah,
right here. Thank you guys for putting some pennies in my pocket. I really appreciate it, man.
It's a beautiful thing, man. To be 23 and not have to worry about having to go to a 9 to 5 every day is a blessing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty blessed to be in the spot that I am. So yeah, I never take it for granted, or I try not to.
I mean, the fact that you wake up every day with like a goal in mind, you guys have, missions of what you guys are doing as a team, for the Gun Boi Kaz brand and other things that you're working on in the on the back end. But it's like, if you didn't have that drive, then you would start to
100%. That's
down.
Why it was so important for me to move out here. I feel like with Zin, because me and him work just pretty well together. I mean, we have our differences, we bicker sometimes, but I mean, at the end of the day, like we're really both pushing each other to make shit work.
Absolutely, man.
Which is so important, I feel like, especially when you're like doing some sort of like entrepreneurial type shit. Making money by yourself, you gotta have somebody with you. Yeah, like you gotta, bro. Like it's so important to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, get work done together with, and it's just like
absolutely. I mean, every successful company in the world has a team.
Exactly.
Every team. Every company has a team. So it's like you can't do it by yourself, or you can do it, but it's only going to get you so far.
Right.
And having those extra minds, especially if you're working towards the same goal, that's how you get there faster. And honestly, you can get a lot further with people that, can speak the same language as you, communicate on the same level. And any business partner, you're going to have little things. But the fact that you guys have been able to work together from the beginning, before it was like anything, I think that speaks volumes to, you know, the fact that you guys are still here today. That speaks volumes about like you guys' friendship and also the partnership that is, you know, because is he your manager now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I
He's,
thought.
like fully my manager.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, man. I mean, the fact that you guys are still working together is a big deal.
Yeah,
'Cause it's hard to find someone like that in the industry, especially in the music industry.
Thousand,
but yeah, it's
my
like,
old manager used to manage both of us.
oh,
Because
wow.
Zin used to make music too, so he used to manage both of us, and he didn't do the greatest job at managing us.
Yeah, that's tough.
So Zin was like, you know what? Why don't you just leave him and I'll manage you? I'm like, shit, sounds good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, man. I mean, to trust someone like that too, that's like your homie, is a big deal.
Right, dude. That's another important thing. It can't
yeah.
just be like some rando that you just met like a year ago. You know
Right. Because those are the sharks.
Yeah,
those are the
dude.
guys that are just like, let me get a little piece.
No, literally, bro. And there's a lot of them, bro. There's a lot of people
Especially
that are
as
like
you start
that.
to grow
Dude.
online. It's so easy for companies to just like spam DM, where it's just like,
yeah,
bro, like,
that's facts.
I mean, I'm sure you get like crazy messages in your DMs, just like people trying to work
Bro,
and
I
shit
get a
like that.
lot
Just
of-
like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
to navigate that is just like a whole thing.
Even just like everyday interactions, bro. Like if I meet somebody new, like I can tell immediately, like if they're gonna be a weirdo and I'm gonna like never want to talk to them again, or
Yeah.
like if they're like, all right, they're cool, like
Yeah.
I can see us like talking and shit.
For sure.
It's just like the way people present themselves is just so, I don't know. I feel like I've always been good at reading people, but to me, that's like my biggest thing is like being able to pick out who's a shark and who's not, you know.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to be like surrounded by people that are like in the shit
I
for
know,
real.
dude.
And
I
that's
love
like
our
genuine,
circle.
dude. It's like, oh man, it's like I asked for this like 10 years
yeah,
ago,
dude.
dude. It's like
100%.
like every day I wake up and I'm like excited for shit. And that's like a
100%,
beautiful
yeah.
place to live in, where it's like,
Dude, yeah.
everyone around me is inspiring and, you know, working towards their own
Absolutely, bro.
goals, and just like we can get together and like play all of our music and just like pump each other up.
Dude, I
Just,
swear that's like
so-
my favorite thing ever is when we all sit and we're all like maybe like 3 beers deep and we just start playing each other our newest music, and like we're all of us are trying to get on the aux, like, you gotta hear this.
Yeah,
Like, bro, that's
yeah.
the best times, man. I
Dude.
swear, I know I never feel happier. Like
Absolutely, man. I mean, that just happened just last weekend or whatever. We celebrated
a little
100K.
party, yeah.
Yes.
See, like,
Congratulations
this is what I mean,
again.
man. But like this is what I mean. Like I would have never thrown that party. And like
Dude.
it was all completely you and Danny. Your guys' idea.
And I will take credit for it, because I told
did.
Danny, I was like, dude, we gotta throw something for Kaz.
You
This
did.
is a big deal.
But that's a good support group right there. That's what I mean. Like that's homies. You know? What
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Like I didn't like none of my other homies back in Connecticut probably would, except for a few. I know you guys are watching this too.
If they were out here, they would have been at the party
No,
too.
literally. Yeah.
But
But, man,
it's
like-
important to have that support
dude,
system.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I feel like that's what excels me every day. Like I give myself credit, but man, I feel like it's all the people I surround myself with, like that have built me up.
For sure, man. I mean, like I said, you can only take yourself so far, and it's like the energy will keep you going. And honestly, like on that same note, like even just like writing songs together and
Dude,
like
yeah.
being in sessions like that. Like we had one session with me, you, and Danny, and it's just like one of the best songs I've ever heard.
I love that song, dude. It's a fun
It's
song.
so good.
It's a good song. Maybe you
Dude.
guys will hear it one day.
Yeah, maybe,
Who knows?
maybe, yeah.
Who knows?
Gun Boi Kaz featuring Danny Orange.
Come
Hold
on,
on.
come
Yeah,
on.
Hey, a little tease on Mars. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We tease songs.
Teasers.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. No, it's so cool to like see this shit now. Because now, like, I just met you like less than 6 months ago, it feels
No,
like.
bro.
And I feel like I've known you forever.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, sick. That doesn't even like. I didn't even realize it was that short of a time.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
does
I
not feel
moved
like
in
that,
here
dude.
like January,
Oh shit.
which is wild. So it's
Okay.
like I met Danny like
Where were you before?
in Scottsdale. So
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
How'd
I
you
was-
and Danny meet?
It's
turning into a-
It's
Turned into an interview. Okay. Kaz on Mars. Come on.
It was through Futuristic. So it was like a situation where it was-
dude, see,
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like it's just all everybody's intertwined. It's all like It's all just people, man.
Yeah,
people,
dude.
people, and
Yeah, dude. No, I'm telling you, this circle is so awesome. It's like, and
Absolutely.
Zach, Futuristic, I gotta shout him out again because he's one of those guys that are really good at reading people. So it's
Dude,
like
yeah.
he's very good at keeping good energy around him
Mhm.
and keeping bad energy way the fuck over
Yeah,
there.
dude, that's so respectable.
Yeah,
man.
for
Super
sure.
respectable,
So
bro.
I'm happy to be part of the good circle.
Yeah, hey, stay on his good side, bro.
Dude, no, that's my dog, bro.
Yeah.
For real. So
No,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like it's a beautiful thing though, and like I said, I prayed for this shit, man.
No, literally,
Yeah,
bro.
so-
No, seriously.
Yes. So I want to talk about like there's an artist that specifically comes to mind when I listen to your music,
Okay.
and I think you know who I'm about to say.
Do I? This is like kind of scary, bro. I don't
The
know.
Kid Leroy.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. That was a big shift for me because I did a lot of rap stuff,
Yes.
right? And then as soon as Leroy started taking off, that's when I started transitioning into like melodic hip hop and stuff. So
Singing
a
more.
lot of my like earlier, like when I was in boarding school, those songs were very, very heavily inspired by Kid Leroy.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
I heard some of the music and it was just like, bro, this lives in that same world where it's just like you're fucking killing the hooks, but then you come in and do like a sing rap verse.
Yeah.
And then like to be able to hear like Numb Part 1, you know, first song, you know what I mean? To hear that where it's just like very rap driven.
Yeah.
And it's just like that was the lane, and to like transition into like the music you're making now where it's like you're using a lot of falsettos and harmonies and layers
100%.
and doing a lot of stuff like that. Like I do want to talk about like that transition period where like you started utilizing your voice more in that realm and started realizing that, damn, I can sing.
Yeah, it was a scary thing because I tried doing singing like when I was first starting to make music. I think it was that I didn't know how to mix singing. So
Okay.
like, it just sounded terrible like through the headphones.
So you could sing, you just weren't mixing it properly. Like you were still hitting the notes or like
yeah, I could sing. I didn't have that like voice though. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people who can sing and there are people who can make a song. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you can be a really good singer but be terrible at making songs. And I've met a lot of people who are like that. So
Yeah.
like I didn't have that sort of like knowledge of, okay, this is what a catchy song sounds like. This is what stepwise motion is. And this is like, you know, it's like,
Right.
yeah.
When you're first getting started though. So really you're
sure.
just,
But even when I first started like singing for real, like it wasn't, I didn't really have any direction. But I think, like I said, having a roommate there with me, because that was when I was in boarding school.
this is Jay.
Yeah. Shout out Jay. He was able to just give me like legitimate feedback and he never
Yeah.
like bullshitted me. You know what
Totally
I'm saying?
constructive
So,
criticism.
yeah. So that was always nice to have.
Yeah. So
that-
he kind of pushed you to lean into that a little bit.
100%. Yeah. I feel like we both kind of helped each other to like find a new realm of like ways of making music and
Yeah.
like different genres to like dive into. I mean, I was making like Kid Leroy type stuff, and then I tried to do some like punk-ish stuff.
With guitars and shit.
Yeah, I've tried to do like soft piano and like
Okay. Ballad
acoustic stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've tried a lot of different stuff, and I feel like most of the time when I do try new things, it's because somebody else is like, "You should try doing this.
Yeah.
You should try making like instead of doing it like this, you should do it like this." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, shit.
Why
I'll
not?
try? Yeah,
Absolutely.
literally, it can't hurt."
For sure, man. And that's I'm glad that you bring that up because there's something like around that era, even like I want to even say 2017 or 18, where it was like genre blending was still a little bit like foreign.
100%.
You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like the beginning of people like kind of crossing stuff again. Because if you date it back to like, you know, Aerosmith Run DMC, and we talked about this on Tony's pod too, where it's like Aerosmith Run DMC, they did that song Walk This Way.
Okay.
Walk this way, talk this way.
Right.
That was one of the first collaborations of rock and hip hop.
Right.
So that was like earth shattering.
Yeah.
People were
Groundbreaking.
like, oh my
stuff.
God, like these
Yeah.
two genres can be together.
100%.
And that was weird. And then I remember there was like a time where it was like almost a bad move for business in the music industry to be multiple genres and have
Yeah.
an inconsistent sound because then
100%.
you wouldn't be able to be placed on the the playlist or not playlist, but like the blog post, radio's not going to pick you up if you're not in their niche, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So there was a big emphasis on like finding your genre.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's still a thing today. I think there's a lot more genre blending. I mean, shit, I tend to do that too.
Right.
With all of my songs. But I feel like staying consistent to once you find your sound, like I feel like at this point I've found my sound. Like I know what is going to sound good for me when I record my vocals. I know what types of beats I'm looking for. Even if they may be like different genres, right? Like it's like with the first track on my album 23 and Up.
Yeah.
It's like very like upbeat, like kind of like funky sort of like so, like I don't know, I picture like a surfer, like
totally. I mean, there's a lot more real instruments. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
But then you get tracks like Head Over Heels or That Girl Is a Gun, and it sounds a lot more processed. But at the end of the day, it's still like sort of the same vibe.
But even like for like That Girl Is a Gun, it has like that prominent bass tone where it's just like
exactly.
You know, it has that tone where it's like, okay, that's like a real bass in a way.
Yeah.
So it definitely like kind of to your point where it's like you still fit that in your genre.
Right.
Like you found your lane and you're leaning into it.
100%.
So on that note, I guess that does kind of still play into it. But I think it is more accepted now to like experiment though, you know, and like be able to make a song that's not necessarily in your lane or whatever.
I think a lot of the biggest songs of these past few years have been experimental shit.
For sure. I mean, biggest example, Post Malone.
I was just about to say that.
Dude, he did that country album,
the country and like hip hop sort of thing.
Everything, bro.
That's
like
crazy stuff,
dude. Post Malone is one of my favorite artists of all time.
I love Post.
And his album Stoney, that was one of the first albums where I was like,
great album.
Repeat, like from Post Malone at least, you know, where it was like, because I liked White Iverson, but like when the whole body of work Stoney came out, and there's like a song Feeling Whitney on there, like I was feeling Whitney.
Stop. That's bag music.
Shit like that. Like
so
as soon as I heard that shit, and this is when I'm like, you know, experimenting with acid and you know, like kind of getting into my real like, this is who I am. And it's like I felt, exactly, like, you know, young 20-year-old, like 22 years old, and like seeing him move the way that he moved, and like he blended genres so well from even that time to now see him really take it to the level of like, I'm not doing any hip hop.
I know
this is a country album.
Crazy.
To like, that's so inspiring, and I love that for him and the music industry as a whole.
Absolutely,
because that's some pioneer shit.
Post Malone's story is crazy too.
Yes.
Because like, I mean, shit, he fell off for a while after White Iverson, and then he came back with that whole album, and it just like crazy, dude. Like that's such a wild journey. Like,
dude, I mean, he moved out to LA with some video game kids, lived in like a gaming house, bro. And then accidentally popped off.
Crazy stuff.
And it's like
wild
then you're just,
the way the world works.
But that's one artist that he never did anything he didn't want to do.
100%. No, 100%. I think there's a lot, even like
him.
Even like fucking Machine Gun Kelly, bro.
Oh yeah,
punk rock and hip hop mixed with some pop in there. Like it's
and he was a rapper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was a straight rapper, bro. Like the 19XX, like that was like a fucking movement.
No,
like
I feel like
there was like a name for them.
No, literally, that's what I'm saying.
I forgot what it was, but like I had some friends that were like diehard MGK fans from the beginning. And then it was like the transition into like punk and stuff like that. Like he did that
crazy transition, and that opened up a whole new world. That was like also why I started trying to make like punk music, and then I made this song Nicotine during that same era, and that song went crazy too.
Wow. Yeah. And that was influenced by MGK. Doing rock stuff. Yeah,
definitely MGK inspired. If you listen to it, it sounds like an MGK song with my voice.
And I love that you brought that up too, because that's another artist where it's just like he kind of paved the way for more people in the industry to be able to feel comfortable trying something new.
100%. Yeah.
And not have any like not have as much backlash, because there was still some people.
Oh, there was a lot, but
then
he went wrong because he tried to diss Eminem. That's where you get it. Like, bro, you can't diss Eminem, bro.
He's
like,
the GOAT, dude.
I mean, I don't even necessarily like Eminem's music that much. I did when I was little.
Yeah,
but bro, you can't diss Eminem. Like, that's gonna just always go bad for you.
Yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
just walking down this terrible path of fire. Like,
Yeah, dude. I mean, Eminem's been known for being a little petty. You know what I mean?
100%,
He'll
100%.
fucking go there, dude.
Dude, yeah, he will. He will. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He broke him.
Kill shot. Yeah.
Oh, he fucking broke him, dude. He made him switch genres. That's crazy.
Yo, so TikTok times. This is COVID-19, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this is
You know what was
2020.
so unfortunate about that was I just got out of rehab and then I went to school for like a year and then COVID hit and I was back in like lockdown, bro. It was so annoying.
Way.
Dude, I was so upset.
The timing
Like,
couldn't be worse.
Dude, it was
I mean,
so bad.
we
And
were
I was
releasing
actually
music during the time though.
I was supposed to, right when COVID hit, that was when I was supposed to first fly out to Arizona and film a music video for Num 3.
With
But we
Zin.
had to delay it a whole year because of COVID, bro. It was
No
insane.
way.
Yeah, the first time I was gonna go to Arizona got canceled because of COVID. Because we had the tickets booked. I was ready to go. Me and Jay were both going.
Right.
And then COVID hit and all the airlines shut down
Yeah.
literally a week after we bought our tickets.
So this is
And it was
March
good.
of 2020.
Yep, March. That's how I remember when COVID hit because I was like, yeah, March was when I got fucked.
Dude,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yo,
dude,
you released a
crazy.
song in March of 2020. So
Did
you
I?
were like actively releasing music still during COVID.
Probably was. I
You
don't
definitely
remember.
were.
I don't remember what songs I dropped back then.
Yeah, but still, like, I guess like during that time, like, do you remember like thinking about like, fuck, dude, like how were you moving during COVID? Like, what were you like? You know,
I
what
guess
mean?
it didn't really affect me too much because right at the time I had already had like a decent following on TikTok. I think I had like probably like 100-something-thousand
Oh
followers.
wow! So
like,
before COVID started, you already had
I was already
you
solidified
were
for
six
sure.
figures
Yeah.
on TikTok. So like
Yeah.
over 100K on TikTok.
100%. I was locked in.
So, I
So-
guess real quick, like how did that really like what like I mean, we kind of talked about it slightly, but like was it like a week where it was like 0 to like 50 and then like 50 to 100?
That's where it's
what
like
was-
interesting for me because I
Yeah.
feel like my career has always been like a little moment that becomes a huge moment.
Yeah.
And it just takes off really quick. And then I'll like stay at that same level for a bit and then I'll have another moment. It keeps like it's always been like that. So that WAP remix that I was telling you about, that's what really jump started it. And I kid you not, I went from like fucking like 5,000 followers to like 70,000 and like
Whoa.
probably like less than a month.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one that really kickstarted it.
Yeah. And once you get in the algorithm, it's like they favor you.
Yeah, they definitely did for a while. I think after that time I was getting like damn near 250,000 views every single time I posted. Yeah.
And you were posting daily or
Yeah, I was posting daily. Yeah. Every
so you're
single day.
racking up over 1 million views a week.
Yeah, dude, I was
Easily.
easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I was cuz I was doing a lot of like interaction with I don't do it as much anymore just cuz it's very taxing to like do it, but I did a
Yeah.
lot of like fan inspired videos. So like I had a series where like people would comment their names and then I'd make a song with their name. Or people would comment topics like I forget, there was this one song somebody was like, yeah, I'm 17 and I'm going through like heartbreak and blah 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 and it's like a really confusing time for me. I was like, cool, I'll write a song about it. It's called Something Different, and that song also took off.
And that's when you teased, right? You just
Yeah.
kind of teased a little bit and they're
Yeah,
like,
I would
we
just-
need this.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like turn the clips that I was making for TikTok into full songs after they popped off.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, back then though, I was like I said, I was getting like 250,000 views on every video. So like it took a lot to like make me
Yeah, to turn. Yeah, it's
like,
just
I was like, all right,
that's
get this
just-
to like 3 million views and,
And
then
then
I'll
we'll
make
talk.
a song.
Yeah,
I was a picky ass motherfucker, dude. I swear. Oh, bro.
Must be nice,
Dude, 250,000 now hits though. I won't lie, that humbled me. That shit did humble me. Because I took this like month-long break of just like not posting.
Yeah.
Just because I was tired, man. That's why I don't post every day anymore. Like I did that for a long time. I was just tired. So
Burnout is real, dude.
and that's all it takes is a month-long break. It's just my views.
Isn't
tank,
that
dude.
wild?
Yeah, it's wild.
That's
That's
the
why I tell
algorithms.
anybody, like, man, if you're doing music, you got to be consistent. Man.
Yes.
Like, and everybody says consistency is key, but like, It is, bro. Like it really is. Like
yeah, no, for sure.
They're not lying.
No, that's so true. I mean, you look at the history of people that have made it, and there's like track record.
Oh,
of
100%.
like,
yeah.
And I guess it's like maybe not even just to say like people that have made it, but people that have made it and then continued to stay relevant.
Right, dude. Yeah.
They stayed consistent.
That's the most important
That's the
thing
key.
is staying relevant. Because there's a lot of people you can blow. Anybody can,
Fast.
Anybody can go viral.
Nowadays,
I tell anybody the
fast.
same thing. Anybody can go viral, but being able to maintain that's what's hard. Even now, like, for me, I struggle with that too. Like, still, I struggle with that. I think my last song that popped off was Tattoos. And I was so close to 300,000 monthly listeners, and now I'm back down to like I think 250. So in the span of like a month and a half, I lost 50,000 monthly listeners. To me now, I'm kind of used to it, like because like I said, I'll have a moment, I'll like drop a little bit, and then I'll plateau, and then I'll have another moment. So right now, I'm just waiting on that.
We're
next
on that
moment.
plateau. We're on that plateau.
We're waiting.
Right now.
We're waiting. It's cooking. Don't worry.
Dude, next step is that 500,000.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Oh, man,
Once you, and then you're gonna hit that plateau. You'll be like 500K for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll be like a milli. It's just a matter of time. I mean,
hope,
it's
bro.
not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
Literally.
And
I mean, it's good. You're spitting. It's hard. Come on, somebody get this guy his 500,000. What the fuck? What we doing here?
Yo, do you want another beer?
I would love one.
Hell yeah.
And we're back on Mars, feeling out of this world. Come on.
Yo, so I want to talk about our boy, Tony22.
All right. I love talking about Tony. That's my baby boy, man.
Dude,
I
so
love
Tony is so talented.
Absolutely, bro.
And, you know, we talked about it off stream.
Off stream, chat. What's up?
Yo, chat. No, like we talked about it off camera, how like Tony started at such a young age, you know,
Yeah, dude,
and like he's 7 years old, you know, really never saw a other option. He was just like, this is what I'm doing. And I feel like we all have that parallel, you know, where it's
100%.
just like, hey, I'm going all in, you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
But he just had it earlier than a lot of kids.
Yeah. So to say, for sure.
Yeah.
His journey is insane, dude.
So
journey is
insane, dude.
crazy.
And I'm excited for everyone to go check that out. It's not out right now,
But it will be.
on March 31st, Monday, March 31st. Go check
Monday,
out
March
Tony.
31st, y'all. Come on. What you doing?
But
You ain't doing shit on March 31st.
you ain't doing shit. Come on. Let's be honest.
You ain't busy.
So you did a show for Tony22 in 2020. What year was that?
I don't know, bro.
It was a while ago.
Let's see,
because
really
the
quick.
song that you guys did together released in 2023.
Yeah, so it was around that time, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, 2023. You're right.
So 2023,
That
you
was
did a
first
show.
Earth Boy tour.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. So Earth Boy, one of Tony's biggest songs, like from the beginning, and it's crazy because that blew up like pretty soon after he started doing his stuff.
That's how I found him, was off of Earth Boy.
Crazy. So did you know him from Tony V Toon stuff before that, or did you just
So I had
find his
seen
music?
his videos because back when I was little, I was watching what's his name? There's another YouTuber who did like animated style like drawing stuff that he was doing. So like just
Was it like the
naturally-
Pokemon stuff or whatever?
No,
'Cause
he
he was
did
talking
like
about
he did
somebody-
like the same type of stuff, like storytelling.
Okay,
like,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I forget his name, bro. That's so annoying.
But he was in that era.
Yeah, same realm. So naturally, I watched a few of Tony's videos when I was little, and I didn't realize it was him when I like first started talking to Tony until like I saw like one of his old videos or something of him talking about it. I was like, no way, dude. It was
two
crazy.
together.
It was so funny. I remember, dude, we were filming this little like music video or something here in Arizona, and we went to this Smash room where, you
Oh
go
yeah, you just
smash
smash
a bunch of
shit. Yeah.
we were filming in there, and the guy working the spot, he was like, "Oh, like what are your guys' like artist names and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is Tony." He's like, "Tony V Toons?"
Tony V
I was like, yo, no way. The guy working the Smash room on a Wednesday afternoon knows Tony, bro. That's crazy. Like, no, yeah, it was so funny.
That was out here?
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what like Arizona shows so much love, dude. Like I've never been recognized so many times than like when I'm in Arizona.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you put up a poll like which show you guys pulling up to, and Phoenix was like
Popping.
pop.
Y'all better show up.
No,
I
we're
swear
about to
God,
blow
bro.
the roof off that bitch, bro. Crescent Ballroom's about to sell the fuck out, dude.
I hope, bro.
Get your tickets now. What's the website? Where can people-
NSBtour.com.
That's
Go
right.
check it out.
April 16, Crescent Ballroom, Phoenix,
Yes, sir,
Arizona.
yes,
Go get
sir.
your tickets
Five
now.
shows.
Five shows.
baby.
The
Come on.
Stardom Tour.
Yes, sir. The Stardom Tour. Shout out NSB also for believing in me
Absolutely.
and having me on this tour, because this is my first tour ever. I
Huge.
think I've literally only done like 2 shows.
Dude.
The
I'm
one
so
with
excited.
Tony, and then the one with my boy Rudy Wade out in Boston.
Dude.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. No, I'm excited
Crazy.
for that.
I'm excited too, man.
So meeting Tony though, you did that show with him back in 2023. And
Yes, we did.
And it's funny because I didn't even know this until earlier today. We like briefly mentioned it. You're like,
Yeah.
that's when I met him, and then we ended up moving together at the same
Dude,
time.
it was so
Where it was
crazy.
like, yeah, how talk about that?
Insane,
Like,
dude.
yeah.
I was literally the same day that I was about to post on my story and be like, I'm moving to Arizona. I look at Tony's story and he literally was saying the same thing. I was like, bro, and this was like a couple months or something after our like show together.
So like
That was
the
the first
initial
time we ever-
meeting.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, bro, I'm moving to Arizona, and it was crazy, dude. And ever since then, we've kind of like been close. And then we started hanging out a lot more, and now we're like basically fuck buddies. I'm kidding.
No, but for real, that's like
No, yeah.
that's the homie, man. And it's so cool though,
No, yeah.
because you guys like almost in that sense came up in the same class.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like going to school at the same time as someone else. You know, you're going
Yeah.
to a new school at the same time as someone else. You immediately get that bond with that kid because you guys
100%.
are experiencing something new for the first time together.
Yeah, 1,000, bro.
Yeah, so I love that it was like almost like divine intervention, you guys meeting and
Dude,
then
it's
moving
so
here at the
wild,
same time, because
yeah.
you guys were supposed to be part of the same circle
I
the whole
know,
time.
dude. Yeah, it's so crazy. Now, like, we get super wasted together, and
Fuck
it's
yeah.
so fun, bro.
It's
I
amazing.
love Tony,
Dude,
man.
shout out Tony.
Tony's such a good guy.
Such a good guy, man.
So talented too, man. The voice he has,
dude.
if I could steal anything from him, it would be his voice. I'm not gonna lie, Tony.
Dude, But like the voice and the writing, I mean, I feel like that's the type of shit though. Like all of us, we have that like passion for this shit where it's like we just take inspiration from each other.
Oh, 100%.
Where
I
it's-
used to like, bro, I remember like before I ever actually met Tony, we followed each other on TikTok. I followed him first and then he followed me back. I met him, or no, I followed him because he was friends with this other guy that I collabed with, Cameron Sanderson. And he's all the way out in like fucking London or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like a UK guy.
So how did he know Tony?
They did a song together, I think,
Okay.
just over the internet sort
Got
of
it.
thing.
Got it.
And they became like super close through that. I think they're still pretty close.
That's what's up.
But I did a song with Cam, and then I just naturally gravitated towards Tony, and we started talking more on the internet. And I remember just like being in the like bro, I used to like fucking play his songs in the car with my girlfriend and being like, man, I love this guy's music. Blah, blah, blah. Now we're linking up every weekend, throwing back to 8 beers and going crazy.
That's
dude.
a full circle
The way the
moment.
world works is
dude.
insane, man. Yeah.
That's a full circle moment
Like
for
I
real.
said, I love my friends, man. I love the people that I'm surrounded with. Like I couldn't ask for better homies.
For sure, man. Likewise, bro. And I think it's all about the energy that you put out, because like,
1,000.
and you're really particular about who you keep around you. And I
Yeah.
think that's part of it too, where it's just like,
Yes.
yeah, like having that sixth sense is really important,
That's what
especially in the
I'm
music
saying, yeah.
industry.
Mhm.
And the fact that it's like so dialed in now to the point where it's like we're locked. You know?
No,
It's
yeah,
like we're
100%,
fucking-
100%.
We're chilled. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because it's almost like at this point it's like, we don't really need that many new friends.
No,
You know?
yeah.
It's
I mean, like I'm always open to like
Yeah.
having new friends and stuff,
Right.
but you gotta like, dude, I'm going through this mental checklist of like, okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's interesting, but
Yeah.
like, you gotta like, you know what I'm saying?
Every time we meet someone new, it's just like
Dude.
it's like a job interview. Just like I don't know,
Literally.
are you gonna fit in this crew
No,
though?
literally,
And,
bro.
like-
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know. Can't see you meshing well, dude. Like, think you better walk that way. Like,
Nah, dude, I feel that though.
no,
like,
literally, bro.
like I feel like I can easily make friends with people, but I've definitely been a little bit more selective of like who I continue
Yeah.
to like
Same.
put energy into.
That's the same with me. If we meet, you'll never know that I don't like you until you realize, oh, we haven't hung out ever. There's a reason behind that. I'm not busy. I just don't fuck with you. Dude, I make music. You think I'm busy, bro? Come on. No, there's a lot of people like that. Honestly, there's a lot of people like, and like you said, it's such like an important thing to have in this industry. It's that sixth sense of being like, this guy's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna hang out with him again.
But it's so important because like, especially with something so like sensitive as music, it's like I find it hard to like vibe on like a creation level, but also like I don't even really want to like show my music to someone that I don't really like either trust or don't really like. I don't think their energy's in the right place, or like it's just sometimes like I'll meet people and I won't even tell them I make music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like for me, it kind of just slips. For me, it slips out. I'm very excited about making music usually. And like, I don't know. I'm like, I think it's just stems from like being really insecure, which is not something I like to admit to, but it's real. Yeah. I am definitely like an insecure person. I tried not to be. I think I've definitely improved on it, but man, anytime that I can, like anytime that my music comes up, when I'm meeting somebody new, like I'll immediately try to play them like one of my songs or something. Like, yeah, like I'm not fucking around. Like this is like I'm legit. Like you don't you know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people, like you tell them you do music and they're like, oh, that's cute. Yeah. What the fuck you mean that's cute? This is my living, bro.
And that's why I don't fucking tell some people because it's just like 100%. Like I don't even trust you first off, so then I don't need you judging me. No, like saying, oh, you make music? Oh, dude, okay. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I hate that shit. Like yeah, when people like immediately like say like, okay, good luck, kid. You like that type of shit. Man. I hate that energy
is so whack.
Yeah, dude. It's honestly, I've had some people in my life that I've had to like cut out because they're like they do that like sarcastic shit, and I'm like, okay, don't need that.
My whole need that, bro. My high school that I went to back in Connecticut, it's called.
Shout out.
No, don't shout out.
Then we'll bleep it.
But there, dude, that's what I was saying. I was like a meme at that school, and like at the same time, like I get it because I was making terrible music, but like there were a lot of people who were like, like genuine haters, like who would literally like act like we were tight and then go talk shit about me like behind my back type.
And
shit.
they're kids too, so it's like toxic as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like they'll come back like later on and be like, "Yo, like,
of course,
I see you doing good now, bro." I'm like, "I see you not." Like,
yeah, it's like
I don't know. I can't mess with that, dude.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Literally, please, extra ketchup, motherfucker. Like, goddamn. Stat. I'm late for this show.
Yeah, it's like I'm on a call, dog.
Yeah, I'm a business man. No, literally, bro.
Dude, I mean, that's the realest shit ever. And it's like the classic story of like the bullied kid who ends up making it, and everyone's just like, like back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
No,
you know
literally.
what I mean?
I don't think I was necessarily bullied ever, but like I did not have supporters, man.
Well, the fact that like they were hating, that's bullying. That's you know, even if it wasn't straight to your face, they're bullying you behind the scenes, which is almost worse because then they're fake.
That's facts. Okay, you're kind of cooking. You're kind of cooking. Hey, shit, I'm coming to a realization here. This is just therapy on Mars, bro.
That's
like,
right.
Come on.
That's right. Yeah, I love doing podcasts, dude, so much. And I told this to Danny after I recorded Tony's episode, where it's just like, it's so awesome to just like sit down and have one-on-one conversations with like, no distractions.
No, yeah, 100%.
It's so sick.
No, it's so dope because people don't do that anymore, dude. I swear. Like, I literally sat down with Lindsay last night, dude, and we were just sitting in bed. Mind you, I was a little buzzed. Had a couple IPAs. Yeah. But we went on this hour-long tangent. I don't even know how it started. It was like started some random topic and turned into this like whole conversation that just like went on and on. I love just like doing that, like sitting and talking and like picking each other's minds. It's such a huge thing for me. Like when it comes to friendships, like if you're not able to sit down and like talk about shit, open up, like even if like we don't fully agree on things, like we can still talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
Absolutely.
like, yeah, that's so important, man.
For sure, man. And this is like the platform allows for that. And
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I always see it too, man. You're super passionate about this podcast and stuff. And that's why like I was so down to come and like be a part of this. Cause like you put in the effort and you are very passionate about what you do.
Thank you, man.
And I feel like that's another thing that like I gravitate towards in other people is just passion, man.
Yeah.
If I see like you like fashion, podcast, music, anything, like if you're passionate about something, like I'm immediately gravitating towards you because I know you have that mindset of like getting shit done, but like, you know, being a genuine person too, you know.
I agree, man, and I really appreciate those words because that's something that like
somebody's got to give you your flowers.
Thank
bro.
you, bro. No, it means a lot because I feel like that's something that I take very seriously, and I never do anything half-ass. I've never been one to like jump in and only put my toes in. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
I always love, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it the right way.
Good, bro.
You know what I mean?
Stay with that.
Thank you, man. No, and that I 100% relate to it too, where it's just like when you see someone passionate about what they do, I mean, we talked about this in this episode where it's like the energy that you bring to it is the same energy that the people are going to reciprocate from it.
Bro.
So it's like you can read straight through it. Like you watch an episode of this podcast and like my love for this shit bleeds through the audio.
Oh, 100.
So it's
100. That's why I was like watching the episodes because last podcast that I was on was a disaster. And I could tell, you could just tell they weren't like passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like putting in their effort or as much effort as they could.
Yeah.
They just wanted to like podcasts started popping off. They just wanted to make a little quick buck.
Yeah.
But that never gets you anywhere.
For
like
sure.
you gotta be passionate about what you do.
For sure, man. For
Even
sure.
if you like even it's the same thing with music, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of people in music who like one hit wonders. They'll have something and you can tell that the passion isn't there and they just
Absolutely,
drop.
man. Yeah, and there's like a metaphor that's like classic. Like the brightest stars burn out the fastest.
facts.
And that's something that I feel like is very relatable in entertainment as a whole. Music, movies, TV, all that stuff.
Yeah.
People that like rise to fame too quickly generally burn out the fastest.
100%. That's why me and my friends talk, or me and Zin especially talk about this all the time. Like it's completely like off topic, but like getting a feature with Drake, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you ever got a feature with Drake, like your song would pop off, you'd get hella like streams, but then everybody would just know you as the guy who did a song with Drake, you know? And
That's
anything else that
true.
you release after that, down. Like
Yeah.
it's over. And it, like I see it all the time, especially nowadays, bro, with TikTok and stuff. Like there are a lot of artists like that pop off and they'll have a song that goes stupid and everybody only knows them for that song and then they just drop after a while. I mean, there's that one like what's his name? 347 Aiden or something. Yeah, he was a good example of that. There's a ton.
Yeah, I mean,
TikTok has birthed an era of one-hit wonders.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is one of the biggest ones over the past few years is the Island Boys.
Okay, I wouldn't say that's a hit though.
Dude, bro.
No, they suck.
They
bro.
suck.
They suck.
They've
dude.
always sucked.
Dude, imagine they're watching this right now. And they're like,
dude,
fuck these guys.
Fuck you, Island Boys. You guys are terrible, bro.
No,
Go fucking make out on Fansly. Jesus Christ, bro. Fuck you guys. I hope you're watching this. Yo, what the?
Oh, you got me dead. Dude.
No, but
I watched a video on the Island Boys recently, about their fall off, and that shit is crazy, man. Like,
was it by Patrick CC?
I love Pat, man.
Yes, I watched Pat, that same video.
I literally just watched that last night.
Shout out Patrick CC.
Dude,
that was such
Pat.
a well-made video.
You know,
dude.
I was on one of his streams.
No way.
Yeah, it was on Ox Battles.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah, it was like artist Ox Battles. So you play your own music. I lost to Samad Savage. Shout out Samad Savage, man. But yeah,
yo, so that's what's up. I mean, weird connection with Patrick CC too. Daniel Jordan K, Danny Orange, shot a music video with him back in the day.
No way. What?
Yeah, the one with the puppets and shit.
He shot. Oh yeah, that was for Black Hole Sun.
Yes, exactly.
Bro, with Jonah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Danny
that's
did that with
crazy.
Overcast.
Dude, you're blowing my fucking mind
Yeah.
right now. I'm not even
Crazy,
gonna lie.
full
I gotta
circle.
tell Zen about this.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
totally forgot that
That
was
was
the thing.
like one of
Jonah's
Danny's-
one of our he's one of my favorite artists
Hell yeah,
right now.
dude.
I love his music, dude. He's
Fuck
so
yeah.
talented, so underrated. We want to get him on like that, like one of those live sessions that we were
Yeah,
filming.
absolutely, man. No, I like that song, and that video was fucking crazy too. So from that was actually the first time I ever heard of Patrick CC when I was doing research for Danny's
Really?
episode and kind of looking into his archives and stuff.
Pat is so tough.
Patrick is so good, man.
So
I mean, the
tough.
fact that he was able to like make music and now he kind of turned into like a YouTuber in a way,
Mhm.
but he executes those YouTube videos on such like his tone of voice and his like research level and his
Those
like
video essays.
his video
Dude, yeah,
essays.
so
I mean,
good.
the topics that he goes into are so good. I mean, yeah,
100%.
shout out Patrick CC. Jesus, I'm
Dude.
glad that you watched that video
Dude,
because
yeah, 100%.
it was fucking informative,
Good-ass
dude. It was a
video,
good. It was
dude.
like 25 minutes, and it talks about all of the most recent people that have blown up and then fell off.
We're just plugging everybody on this episode.
it's
We're
all
like
good,
everybody
man.
is just getting their flowers. But like
Yes.
I love it, dude. I
Yes.
love like shouting out everybody.
like this is the shit though. Like we recognize, like game recognize game.
Literally,
dog.
real recognize real, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
So we
Stop
gotta
playing.
stop playing, bro. We gotta shout out people that are out here doing their shit, man.
Dude,
Because
yeah.
like
There's a lot of
yeah.
them too, man.
Absolutely.
That's why like I keep going back to it, but I'm so like blessed to be like have the people that I have around me because it's just all full of people like that who are like they're really just on their shit, passionate, doing their thing and making it happen, bro. And I love
absolutely,
it.
man. No, I am with you on that, bro. And that's
Love
the only
it.
people I want to keep around at this point, man.
Same.
It's like we're all growing up, we're growing older, we're becoming better versions of ourselves. So to be around each other and have that energy and to like hang out and feel like we can build each other up,
Dude, yeah.
it's like a blessing, bro. So
You know, I was originally supposed to move to Vegas. Yeah, no.
why not? Why
was
not
cheaper at the
Phoenix
time.
and why Vegas?
It was cheaper. The housing market was definitely better in Vegas at the time.
Like Henderson? Or like
yeah, that's exactly where we were. That's crazy. That's exactly
used
the
to-
neighborhood we were looking at was
Okay.
Henderson.
Yeah, I used to know. I used to date someone that was in the
Okay.
Vegas scene.
It's getting messy. No, but yeah, I was supposed to move to Vegas with Zen. But we just figured like cuz he's already here
Yeah,
in Arizona, so he already knows people. I knew some of his friends out here. So it just made more sense. Like I wanted to be around people that I know and like not try to find my own way in the world, you know. So
I mean, I think that was a
yeah.
smart move because it's
100%.
like
I mean, shit, I wouldn't have met y'all. Like, come on,
Facts.
bro. Like, this is great.
huge. Yeah, dude.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, fucking fuck Vegas.
Yeah,
bro.
fuck Vegas. Dude, last time I went to Vegas was on my 21st birthday. Got kicked out of a club. That was fun.
Yo, what
Yeah.
club?
It was that, you know, the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Yeah.
They have a club in there.
What is? Which one is that one?
I don't know. I don't even know. I was
Yeah.
too drunk
I
to
was-
remember, bro.
I
Come
got
on,
kicked
bro.
out. Remember?
Dude,
I didn't even know I was there, bro.
I got kicked out, bro.
Security,
Yeah,
on
me,
both arms.
It was me, my boy Gully, and then Lindsay too. All three of us got kicked out. Yeah. We all got really fucking wasted, dude. It was bad. It's not a good night. And I had a flight the next morning to go back to Connecticut. And mind you, that's like a 10-hour day, bro.
Yeah.
like layover
That's two
and
flights.
bro.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fuck that.
I was throwing up on that plane, bro.
Oof.
Those little baggies they give you, I was like, dude, I always thought, I was like, bro, who uses these? Look, I was just sitting there like a bozo throwing up in my bag, bro. Like, come on.
Thank you for having these.
Yeah, literally, bro. Oh my god,
I really need this right now,
Can't even imagine, bro.
dude. And you got window seat too. Fuck, dude. It's like
I did though. I had window seat.
Let me out.
Well, luckily it was just two of us, so
Yeah.
like if I needed to get out, I was getting out.
Dude, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Vegas is a hell of a time, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I was going back and forth for like a year to Vegas. So
Yeah.
I was definitely spending some
You
time.
fuck with Vegas?
I mean, I did for a while there. Yeah, I got some good homies that still live in Vegas that
Vegas
I
is
met when
pretty
I was
cool.
in that era of my life.
I like Vegas.
Yeah,
I don't think I could ever live there.
No.
Not having gone there and like
Yeah.
seeing what it's like and like the lifestyle and just like because there's really not much else to do than gambling and drinking, bro.
Dude, the Strip- the Las Vegas Strip is Las Vegas.
No, literally, that's
It's
what
like
I'm saying.
outside of that, it kind of
Sucks. Yeah, literally.
It's
That's like LA too, though.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I went to LA for the first time recently, and I went to Hollywood Boulevard, and I was like, damn, this shit is so lit. I got like 25 feet down the road. I'm like, damn, this shit sucks. Like,
yeah,
like,
It's
what the fuck?
yo, you
What
gotta,
happened?
Like, watch your back type
No,
shit.
literally. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, LA isn't the same LA now. I feel like you don't even need to be in LA to make it anymore.
No,
ever.
100%.
You know, and
as long
I
as
love
you're not
that.
in like fucking Alaska, you're fine, bro. Like you're good.
Or like Montana, Nebraska.
Dude,
You know?
I'm not gonna lie though, the country scene in Montana,
Fire.
kind of tough.
You did
bro.
live in Montana for a
Yeah,
second.
dude.
so
I
you-
love Montana.
Yeah.
Besides the rehab and like getting
Yeah.
put in chokeholds from staff and shit, like
Whoa.
man, Montana's beautiful, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Montana is fucking gorgeous.
I feel like that's one of those states that not a lot of people go to. You
No,
know?
yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, I don't really know a
Yeah.
lot of people who like. I think there was like one girl I went to rehab with, and she like actually moved back out to. She was like from Arkansas, and she moved back out to Montana after that shit, just because like Montana is gorgeous. Bro.
Yeah.
Like if you ever have the chance to go and hike in Montana, do some fishing, bro. Montana fly fishing
Whoa.
with a little brewski,
Wow.
brother.
That sounds
That's
like a good
times.
time.
That's
That sounds like a
times,
good
bro.
time, bro. Fuck.
That's
Especially
just
like
good.
spring, summer, like yeah, that type of because it gets cold out there, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It gets real cold.
Yeah, yeah.
They made us go and camp out in the snow. It was like fucking 5 feet of snow. We had to build igloos, bro.
actually.
Yeah, we had to hike all the way in and then build igloos till it was dark to be able to sleep. Like, cause if you're not sleeping out in the open, bro, you're gonna freeze to death.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, though.
so
I
you
mean-
gotta build something. Yeah.
Dude,
That
that's
shit's
like
crazy.
man versus wild therapy.
Dude, I was literally like cuddling with my homies in there. I had like 2 other homies I was sharing like one of those igloos with, and we all were like cuddled up
butt.
together, bro. I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. I never would have thought that like I would be part of this plot. Like,
Yo.
yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Without a Paddle?
No, I haven't.
Bro,
Is it
so there's a movie called Without a Paddle,
good? Mhm.
and it's with Dak Shepard, Seth Green, and Matthew Lillard. Some of like the goated male actors
Okay.
in like the comedy
I'm
world.
surprised I haven't heard of it.
Dude, so I'll have to send you like a link to watch it on like whatever streaming service it's on. But Without a Paddle, basically about like 3 dudes that were homies in high school or like even younger, like homies from kids, and then they had like a 4th homie that basically all of them were like a crew, and they had this like there's this treasure out in some place, and long story short, like that 4th homie ends up passing away at a young age, and then later on in life, the 3 of them they go to like find this treasure or whatever,
shit.
and they basically go out to this forest and like they end up getting all this shit and all that things go wrong. But there's a scene where it's like rainy, cold, and shit, and they all have to like
Dude.
huddle up and do that shit.
That's literally what it felt like. And you know what was crazy? The best ever soundproof room I was ever in was that igloo.
No way.
Yeah, dude. You couldn't hear a fucking thing like outside of it. So we were just all night. We were fucking like hooting and hollering, telling jokes and laughing our asses off, man. Like I remember that night like it was yesterday, bro. That was, like,
Damn.
that's what I'm saying. Like some of my best like times with friends were just at my lowest points in life, which
Right.
is like insane, dude. Insane.
I mean, it's kind of poetic that that's how life does you sometimes.
yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. I feel like you're so vulnerable if you're at a really low point, you know. So you're more like receptive to having and cherishing these moments, like no matter how small they are. It's like they mean so much to you. So I
that's
mean, a
such
lot
good
of
point.
a lot of the moments that I've had with like friends and like memories that will always stick to me were always points in my life where I was like really down bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely, man. And that's usually like it's almost like the metaphor of the spring, you know, where it's like the spring, you can push it super, super far. And it's like it'll get to a point where it stops pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you like let go of it, it's like, ting!
Oh yeah, bro.
So it's like you really like see like the light when you're at your darkest moments.
Oh, exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
That's a good bar too. Look at this guy, bro. He should just like make music or something. No, yeah. No, that's so true though. That's like such a true point. Yeah.
Yeah,
love
like,
that.
and sometimes you need to be in the dark to see the light. And that's like such a good point where it's
No,
like, if it's
literally.
all light all the time, you'll never know the darkness. And if it's all dark all the time, you never see the light. But
Mhm.
being in the dark, it's so much easier to see the light, especially like when
Actually,
it's
yeah.
super dark.
For sure.
You can
yeah.
see like a pin light in the distance. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
There's hope.
100%. No,
It's
literally. Yeah. I feel like there's so many points in my life where it was like that. So
Yeah,
no, that's,
man.
yeah, it's a great analogy.
To look back and like to see those moments though, and like be like, that was one of the best moments in my life, even though it was at one of your lowest though.
Yeah.
I think it's like, again, like just like poetic, where it's
Oh,
like
100%.
you'll always
bro.
remember that.
Yeah, dude,
as like
I
a
think about
like
it
your
all the
formative
time.
years.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. So I want to talk about Gun Boi Kaz, the name. What what is that? I mean,
it was
where
like
did that come from?
It's a combination of like so this was back in, it's such a SoundCloud sounding name. That's why like I wish I chose a different name at the time. But like the direction I was going with my music was like that Lil Pump era, like rapping. Like I was really doing like the trap, like fucking like I'm on Molly, like man, like literally
totally.
like that same shit. So like I feel like that kind of fit it. It was kind of like an inspiration with like Machine Gun Kelly and Playboy Cardi at the same time.
Right.
So like yeah, it kind of like meshed together. I was like Gun Boy, and then Zach is my real name, right? So Zach is Kaz backwards.
Nice.
So like that's literally what it. Dude, I feel like every time I tell somebody that, they're like, they're like, what? I thought it was just a random name. I'm like, nope. If you put the letters in reverse, it spells Zach.
Dude, I love that. I love that so
Yeah.
much, dude. Because Gun Boi Kaz is like an iconic name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I chose a different name, but like,
What would you have chose? What would you choose if you were gonna change it?
probably my Korean name. I can't believe I'm about to drop this. I'm about to drop my Korean name on your podcast. It's Yejun Kim, and I feel like if I went with Yejun or some shit like that, would have fit my like future music much better. You know,
dude. I mean, you think you can still?
No, I don't. I'm very I've talked about this before actually with a lot of people. I think changing your name mid-career is one of the most detrimental things you can do to your brand, because then you confuse your fans that are already there. You're basically starting fresh,
over,
bro. Yeah, it's like it's a very different thing. Unless you're like Justin Bieber level famous where like it really doesn't matter what your name is, you just got to rock with it. Like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the name that I have now, but people love my music, and I always have fans supporting me, and like, you know, like they know my name, so I can't be mad about it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the name I chose, and that's the name I'm gonna rock with, bro. I'm gonna
for sure
take pride in that shit.
For sure, man. I mean, as an artist, that's I mean, Gun Boi Kaz is the artist. Zach is the human.
Yeah,
you know, so,
yeah, 100%,
like
100%.
You don't have to be Gun Boi Kaz at all times, and you can tap into Gun Boi Kaz when you want to feel like an artist.
Exactly, bro. Yeah,
it's like
sometimes the lines blur, bro. I won't lie though. I won't lie, dude.
Sometimes I'm a little Gun Boy when I'm a little Zach.
Sometimes I'm Gun Boy Zach.
Gun Boy Zach.
Come on, bro. No, yeah.
So the on the same note of like, you know, branding yourself and marketing, the red hair has been a staple for a second.
Yeah, I've had red hair I think for like 3 years now. And it's red, bro.
It's red,
it's red.
And you gotta keep it up. And it's like,
dude.
I just want to talk about
maintenance,
like, making that decision to like, you know, have that like, you gotta really want to keep it up.
I actually remember that moment of when I chose like, I'm gonna do red hair. I was in the car at a gas station. My girlfriend was filling up her car with gas, and I was just randomly on my phone, like on Snapchat, and there's a Snapchat filter that gives you red hair. I was like, okay. Literally the week after, I went and dyed my hair red. I was like, it was literally just in that moment. I was like, you know, it doesn't look that bad. It's pretty, it stands out. You know what I'm saying? So I went and got it done. And shit, I've had it for God knows how long now.
Nice,
you know,
man.
like,
So
probably-
you have someone out here that does it consistently?
Yeah, shout out Mo and Katie. Mo cuts my hair and she does an amazing job. And Katie dyes my hair and she
Man.
also does an amazing job.
So
Greatest people ever. I won't
do
lie.
they have like an Instagram we can plug or something
yeah,
like
sure,
that?
fuck it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
let's-
We'll throw it up right
Yeah,
here or something. Yeah, there you go. Come on. No, yeah.
Dude, that's cool, man. Because I feel like that's something that obviously immediately when someone meets you, they remember you for your red hair.
Yeah, I actually had I was at, you know where main event is?
Yeah, in Tempe.
So, we have one in Gilbert too.
Oh, okay.
And so I was there with my homie. We were celebrating his birthday. And some random fan comes up and she's like jumping for joy. She's like screaming. She's like, "Oh my God!" No, literally same thing. Yeah, and she's like, "I saw you because you're red hair." I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." Like, I literally look like a fucking highlighter. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like Elmo.
Yeah, but that's why you did it to
100%.
to stand out.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
and
And it's a business expense now.
exactly
Because that's literally part of my branding. So
It is.
I don't pay taxes on my hair, which is
That's
great
right.
because it's fucking expensive, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
It's an expensive hairstyle.
for sure, dude. You keep your receipts.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Yo. So how often do you need to get it done?
I get it cut probably every like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
But I get it dyed whenever my fans tell me that I'm looking raggedy and need to get it dyed. You know, my fans are like, I love y'all, but y'all keep me in check, bro. So like you will be like, damn, kind of looking musty, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, okay, I guess I'll go get my hair done. Like, that's insane. Yeah. But I love my fans for that too, because that's so real, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's so sick.
Yeah, those are the homies
Dude,
at this
yeah.
point. It's
Dude, I
like-
love my fans. Some of them
Yeah,
are
man.
so cute, so
Yeah.
funny, bro. So
Have you ever
funny.
like met up with fans that are just like die hard and they're like they show up at your shows and they're like, "Oh my God, I've been following you for so long."
Yeah,
Well, I guess you've
my
only done like
first-
a couple shows.
yeah. My first Boston show though, there was this one girl, Ari. Shout out Ari.
Shout out
She's
Ari.
probably watching this.
A day one.
Yeah, absolute day one. And yeah, that was super cool meeting her, taking a picture with her because I've seen her comments and likes and all that. Another fan that has stuck with me for like years and years is Alexa, and she's I've never met her, but man, she's been around for a minute, dude.
Shout out Alexa.
I always like that's the thing. Like I'll always remember the fans that will continuously show love. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's hard to forget them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And yeah, shout out to those fans who like are day ones because
Absolutely, bro.
they're the real fans that like push you to keep going.
Dude,
For
yeah,
real.
100%.
Yeah.
Meeting fans is like the best feeling in the world.
Yes.
Bro. It's so humbling, but it's
Dude.
like at the same time it's so uplifting. I remember I was in Prescott
Mm.
as well. When like the Prescott's Prescott, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like middle of nowhere
Yeah.
sort of vibes. I was in this like random pizza shop. I was with Tony. And I got recognized there too, bro. Like literally I was just sitting and having like a slice of pizza and like this girl and her brother come up and they're like, "Oh my God, are you Gun Boi Kaz?" I was literally just listening to your songs in the car. I was like, damn, like I don't even know where I'm at right now. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
That
y'all
is
live here?
crazy.
That's insane. I thought y'all were all NPCs. Like I didn't know this was all real. Like that's crazy. No, yeah, dude.
Dude,
Crazy
I mean, that's a
moments.
good feeling though. It's
Oh,
like
it's the best
that's
feeling in
like-
the fucking world, dude.
Dude.
It's like intoxicating.
Yeah.
Like no, I try not to let it get to my head, but like man,
Yo,
dude,
when
it
you're
is.
in that moment, you're like,
I'm the
feeling
man,
yourself.
bro.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, no,
you're like the
literally.
rest of that lunch or whatever you guys had, are just
Oh,
like
dude, yeah.
on 10.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
100%.
all right, get us another round.
Yeah, on me.
On me.
It's on me.
And actually get those two people around too.
No, literally,
On
bro.
me.
Literally, no. It's great. I love meeting my fans. That's why I'm so excited for tour too. Like, I'm excited to perform, but man, I'm more excited to like meet y'all, bro.
Yeah, man. And I feel like a direction I want to take this is you take everything that you do very seriously. And from the beginning, that's, you know, something that I can relate to, where it's like you don't half-ass things either.
Yeah, I try not to.
You try not to, but it's like, I guess even if you don't know things right at the beginning, you're going to figure it out and you're going to try to do it the best that you can
Yeah,
at the highest level
absolutely.
that you can.
Absolutely.
And I feel like
There's
that's
no point in half-assing shit.
Yes, exactly. So I just want to talk about like doing it at that high level and taking things seriously. And there's things like, for instance, it is kind of funny, but like cannabis, you know, that's something
Right.
that like I was in the cannabis industry for a while, and like that's
I
something
didn't even know that. That's so sick.
hell
What
yeah.
the
No,
fuck? didn't
I
know
worked
that.
in the
That's
cannabis
so
industry
dope.
before it was like recreational,
That's
and it was
so
like
cool.
had my card since 2018. Like I still have my medical card to this day.
Wow,
So
that's
it's
insane.
like super in that field and like very you know, I know a lot about it, and I take it very seriously to
Yeah.
a point where it's like, first off, I'm not smoking no bullshit.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah, fuck
it's
that.
like,
we no Reggie
Yeah,
over here, y'all.
no
Come on,
Reggie
no
on this
Reggie, no
side.
shake.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like there was you know, one time we were talking about whatever, you know, I think it was just like you had like some pen or something, and you're like, I take my weed very seriously, and
I do.
and I
I'm very.
respected that.
I won't lie. I mean, a lot of my fans like never like. I mean, my fans have seen me drunk. I've gone on Instagram live drunk.
Hell yeah.
No, I try not to anymore because my demons come out. But yeah, I'm definitely an avid weed smoker, and it's kind of part like I feel like I'm very I don't know, attentive on weed. Like there's not a lot of people who like people will get couch locked, bro.
Yes.
Like I'll like smoke up somebody and they'll be like pass out the rest of the day. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I'm like normal person when I smoke. Like I don't
Yeah.
really think I get like super like I used to, but
Right.
no, yeah. I love weed. I think it's it helps a lot with my creative process. Helps a lot just like with insomnia too. I've really bad insomnia.
Mhm.
I've hella ADHD too, so it kind of helps with that as well.
Yeah.
Both things I'm unmedicated for now. I used to be on like hella meds, bro. I used to take like 9 pills a day
Oh,
for like all
shit.
this shit. No, I don't like doing that sort of thing. No,
For
I don't like
sure.
feeling like a zombie all the time. So
Yeah, dude. And like
finding,
one thing counteracts one thing. Yeah.
so yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's a chain reaction. So yeah, weed has definitely like helped me
Yeah.
through that. And yeah, it was the craziest thing finding out that my parents like my dad like smoked weed, bro. I was like,
Wow. So this
'cause
was
he
like something that you like found out after you already started smoking.
yeah, dude. I know. I would be like they used to like I mean shit, I used to get in trouble for it.
Really?
Whole time he was doing it too, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
No way.
No, yeah.
So
but-
I mean, how did that even happen? Like, what was that conversation when?
My sister told me.
Oh,
Yeah, she was like, yeah, you know, like dad like smokes weed too. I was like, bro, that was shell shock. I was like, what? What do you mean?
This
Like,
whole time?
No, literally, it was mind blowing stuff. But it's better now though, because I will say like it's nice being able to like be open about that stuff with my parents and not having to be like, yeah, like
Hiding.
they know I smoke, but like I don't ever talk about it or like
It's not
blah,
out in the
blah, blah.
open.
Yeah. But now it's like it's easier. It's easier to be like, yeah, like I just hit the dispo. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Totally.
okay, cool. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like it's a complete different like direction that my life was in like fucking years ago, dude. So,
For
yeah,
sure.
it's
Well, I
cool.
guess I mean that definitely helps you have like a more peace of mind when it comes to like cannabis too, though, where it's like you just know like everyone knows this, and you don't have to hide it. You don't have to be a different person when you're around
100%.
different people. And it's like,
No, yeah.
yeah, because I feel that same way. I think like cannabis makes me a better version of myself, like a truer version of myself. I
100%,
should
dude.
say, because sometimes when I'm like, you know, in a spell where I'm not really smoking very much, sometimes I feel like I get like tense faster.
Sure,
you know,
yeah,
higher strung, and
yeah.
like my brain works a little bit more like I guess on like a off the cuff type shit where it's just like I'm just doing shit and like not really thinking about it too much, and like
Absolutely.
going through the motions, you know what I mean? Whereas like sometimes like cannabis can really like slow it down and make me feel like I need to be intentional with stuff, and like and it like allows me to also like accept things a little bit easier and like work through things that are maybe a little bit harder mentally, you know, that might be a little bit stressful, you know.
yeah,
and I do
100%,
feel like
yeah.
that is something that like changed my life. But the fact that it's like I'm not just like smoking some bullshit that's gonna give me a headache though,
Right.
and I feel like that's the real shit though, where it's like you're using it almost like its intended use, which is like as like a medicine.
Yeah, it's
you know?
it's definitely a medicine.
Yeah.
That's why I like I'm not like no fucking novice when it comes to like smoking weed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like my tolerance is pretty high, but like I use it as a medicine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just like constantly smoking all day and like fucking like getting blazed and like sitting on the couch and doing jack shit. Like, I mean, shit, I'm not even. I haven't smoked all day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure. Man. Yeah, and it's
but
like
yeah,
when you do smoke, it's like you're doing it to do something else, though. Where it's just like
exactly.
it's almost
it's
like
with
intention. It's with intention. And that's
yeah.
the key word is intention. And I guess that's kind of like in the same lane of like taking things seriously, like you're doing things 100%. With intention.
Yeah.
And that kind of moves me into the next topic is like cooking. You know, and that's something that I really want to talk about.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that I'm like really passionate about cooking.
Absolutely, you
cooking.
Are, and I've seen it firsthand.
You have, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
like,
that's true.
People don't know this, but
I'll be chefing it up, dude. Come on, stop it.
So Zach came over with his girlfriend Lindsay, and they made us vodka pasta.
Very simple recipe, but man,
very simple.
Charming recipe.
He says that very simple recipe, but let me tell you, he sent me this very simple recipe. And we tried to make this very simple recipe. And let me tell you, it did not turn out the way that this man was able to execute it. So, and I was able to like appreciate your like attention to detail and like your love for that craft, because it was just like, bruh made it look so easy. That's like, bruh, we could do that. Right? Just send us the recipe. We could do that.
That's
and
so
then no,
funny.
It's like, you can't. You gotta do it a few times. Like, you gotta lock it in.
That's what it, I mean, shit, dude, I'm still learning about cooking every day. I'm like very into like food chemistry.
Yeah.
I love like everything about like making food, like I don't know, like adding agar to fruit juices and then blending it and then making your own caviar and like there's like crazy scientific stuff behind food. Like I've never been into science. I hate science. Failed chemistry twice.
Chemistry, bro. I got a 59 on chemistry.
Dude,
passed with a D-.
Dude, I'd be lucky to have a 59 in chemistry. Come on. I think I'm not even lying. I think I failed chemistry so hard that they were like, just don't even take it. Like they were like, you know, we're just gonna let it slide. Like
it's usually
we'll give you a passing grade even though you suck. Like
we'll just waive that one.
Dude, literally. I think that's literally what happened. But dude, something about food and like, I don't know, putting effort into like something that like you're putting in your like your body's a temple. So like whatever you put into it, like I don't know. Like for me, it's like I love putting so much effort into it. Like I will literally cook something for like 3 hours straight just to eat it in like 20 minutes. And to me, that's like the best thing ever. I love doing that.
Yeah, man. Especially when it's like something that you put effort into making it taste good.
Exactly,
too,
bro.
Which is like, it's almost like an experiment every time, because it's like finding that formula too. Because I'm sure like the first time you made the vodka pasta, it wasn't as good as it was the 15th time you made it.
100%. Yeah.
So it's like, being able to hone in and get those like locked in recipes in your own way too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like something that I picked up from when you were cooking was like the feeling and like, you know, kind of almost like tasting as you go.
Exactly.
And
that's such an important thing. I feel like I kind of use that with just like everything in my life. Though. Yeah. Like, just feel it out, you know?
Yeah.
Like
taste as you go.
Yeah,
you know?
literally. Yeah. Like it's everything isn't gonna go according to plan. You know what I'm saying? So just make it fucking work, bro.
I mean, that's like
sometimes you add too much salt. You gotta know how to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the same thing, and it's the same thing with life. So,
yo, that's a great metaphor for real.
Literally.
And like in the sense of like tasting as you go, like you can kind of see when things aren't going in the right direction. So then you just pivot a little bit. And then, like, make it taste good.
Yeah, literally make it.
Yeah,
literally. No, it's the same thing though. Yeah, I love cooking, man. I'm so passionate about it. I feel like if I wasn't doing music, I'd be trying to open up my own restaurant. I'm very thankful that I'm not doing that, because the food industry is fucked. Dude. I'd rather get really famous off of music and then like fucking, I don't know, drop like a cookbook or some shit.
This is what we're gonna do, Kaz. We're gonna start a cooking channel together.
You know, we've been talking about that.
We've been talking about that.
We have. I think it would be fun.
It would.
They would love it, dude. I'm telling you, my fans, like every time that I post something that I cook, they're always like, "Man, you gotta start a little cooking like account or some shit."
Let's do it. I'm telling you, dude. I mean, we've already talked about filming it at your house and making,
Facts,
you know, and
my kitchen is beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And I think if we were able to come up with like a bunch of recipes and then just put like dates on them, like this is when we're filming them, this is when they're dropping.
Just do it, bro. We should do it.
We
I'm
should do
telling
it
you,
as
bro.
like let's do like 4-episode test run, see how they turn out, and then drop one. And then
We
if
do
it
it.
hits, we drop all of them.
Let's
And
do
then we
it,
keep
bro.
it going.
I'm super down. I'm super
Yeah.
down. Super down.
Okay, cool. Dude, I'm
Very,
down,
very
dude, because
down,
I really
dude.
want to produce something like
very,
that.
very down.
I love that whole thing, and I want to like bring a couple people in to like help us execute on like a high level.
Yeah, dude, that would be super fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Guys, hey, who knows? You know, who knows? You may see a little Mars in the kitchen type shit. Come on. Cooking on Mars.
Yes. Hey, hold on. So you have a live show coming up, and I want to talk about it, man.
Yes, bro.
You have a live tour. You have 5 shows coming up.
Yeah, a little mini tour.
Yes.
It's fun, bro. I'm excited.
So this is your first tour.
Indeed.
It's called the Stardom Tour.
Yep.
And I just want to talk about, getting into the mindset of being in a live performance setting when you only done a couple shows in your life.
Yeah. And this goes back to like what I was saying about confidence, bro. Like I feel like I'm just like at a point where I'm confident enough to like not have to worry about fumbling the bag on stage or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I told you this earlier. I take everything very seriously. So like I've been going through rehearsing every night, trying to get myself right for this set. Even though it's a 15-minute set, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be really special, especially for the fans that like come out and pay money to come and see me, bro. Like I gotta make it right for them. So
exactly.
that's the mindset that I have. Is like I can't let my supporters down and I can't let myself down.
That's
so
the
like
biggest
I gotta make it work.
For sure, man. And having that discipline to like put everything on the line is what is the difference between like someone who really cares and someone who doesn't.
No, yeah, 100%.
Because like it's really easy for someone especially that has fans to like just go, phone it in, for lack of a better term, at a show, because they're like, well, they're gonna show up anyways, so I could do anything.
Yeah, and I think that's the mindset I had when I first like did my like first couple of shows. This is the first time I'm like really taking it seriously and being like, okay, I'm writing out this script. I'm gonna breathe here. I'm gonna put my hands up here. I'm gonna make them clap here. I'm gonna like like I'm actually putting in effort this time around. I feel like I'm in a completely different mindset for being on stage, because I mean I'm like you said, I've only done it a handful of times. I'm not the most like, so to say, comfortable person on stage yet, but I got my confidence.
For sure, man. I mean, even just practicing all the time, you're gonna feel like the man when you get on that stage, because you have done it 100 times.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's not new to you at that point. It's just a matter of doing it again. It's like you're practicing in your room.
Exactly. That's the way I'm trying to see it. It is gonna be different, like seeing all these faces looking at me, but
that's gonna get you juiced up, dude.
I know. I'm
I
gonna turn into
the
Hulk.
Wait.
Dude, I'm excited, dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun.
For sure, dude. It's I mean, it's one of those feelings when you perform in front of people, when you connect like on a personal level, that like changes how you feel about music.
Oh, absolutely,
and that's
bro.
Everything, dude. Like you can make music online forever and never get that connection in real life, but like as soon as you like see someone that likes your music and like actually is genuinely like watching you put on a show, that's one of the best feelings in the world. And
absolutely,
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to be in that room, to like feel the energy.
I'm excited for y'all to be there, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
y'all
so
better
fun.
Sing along, bro. I swear to God.
At
least for
barricades
tattoos,
at the
dude, bro.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna fucking have a little after party. Do you go on to a next city the next day, or do you have like a break?
So we're going on. We have 2. I think there's like 2 tour buses.
Yeah, well let's go through the dates. Do you know them right off top?
The dates, not 100%, but it's San Diego, and then Phoenix, and then I think Salt Lake City, and then Denver, and then Kansas City.
And this is all mid-April.
Yep. So it's like back to back, and we are driving like to each show. So I assume it's like do the show, get off the stage, have a little fun that night, and then fucking dip out and go to the next location.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not even staying over at hotels in some situations.
No, we have there's bunks on the bed or bunks on the
tour
bus. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I mean, how many people are you bringing on the tour?
I mean,
Like
it's
in
just
your camp,
literally just me. Yeah, Zin's
not coming.
No, it's just a solo thing for me. That's the biggest thing that scares me. It's not even being on the stage. It's just that like I'm about to go and like do this tour by myself.
Yeah,
like I'm
that's
literally
big.
there. Like, I mean, NSB is gonna be there and their
Yeah.
team, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't actually know them.
Yeah.
They're cool peoples. And I appreciate them for having me on the tour. But man, I'm not gonna have anybody there that like is close to me. You know what I'm saying? That I can like,
team. Yeah.
that I can like relay off of and all that. So yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're gonna crush it, dude. I'm really excited to see, you know, that side of your music. You know what I mean?
I'm excited too, man.
Yeah, it's like, especially at this point in your career when you've developed so much as an artist
I
in your own
know,
right, and
yeah.
you know, yeah, you're gonna kill it, dude. I'm stoked.
I am too.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of
Thank
course,
you.
man, of course.
Thank you.
So moving forward with you know, like music and, you know, anything, is there something that you're excited about that you're working on right now other than the live shows that you want to talk about a little bit, or maybe give a little bit of like a sneak preview as to what's come in 2025?
There's I mean, shit, to me, honestly, it's just I'm still working on singles. I mean, I know I haven't been posting as much recently, but trust me, there are songs in the works and there will be new songs coming soon.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm just having fun, bro. I'm
Yeah.
really just like making music that I like making, and I hope people also like it.
Fuck yeah.
So that's just expect more of that, I guess. It's
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
man. And I mean, you're just gonna continue to become a truer version of yourself the older you grow. I mean, you're
Yeah.
23 years old. You have so much life to live, and
I
you're gonna
know,
do
bro.
so much. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to like know you now, because like 10 years we're gonna be having conversations in a different
I
place.
know, bro. You know, one day you're gonna be Uncle Harry.
Dude, yo, yeah, facts though. Dude,
Yo,
we're
Uncle
gonna be having
Mars, man.
those conversations,
Come
dude.
on.
And we're gonna be in the
Yeah.
fucking Keys, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
no, the Turks and Caicos. We're gonna be
Oh,
having
bro.
a conversation like, dude, remember 10 years ago on
When
Mars?
we were on the podcast.
Yeah, talk about all this.
Dude, yeah.
Dude,
Oh
I'm
my
so
God,
stoked
man.
for like the trajectory of everything and all of our friends, but like I'm stoked to be there for your growth and to see you you know, become the artist who you are today is awesome. And I'm thankful that you took the time to really sit down and divulge some information about your history, because you
Dude,
don't
yeah.
really do podcasts or interviews,
No, I
man.
don't. I don't.
So
I
this
don't
means
really
a
do
lot.
it,
This
dude. It
means a
means a
lot.
lot to be here, man. Like I said, I don't. Like you said, I don't really do interviews, and I don't like doing podcasts. But you know, it's about that time. It's
Yeah,
about that
dude.
time,
Let's,
bro.
let's,
It's about
let's
that
make
time.
sure that people can see this side of you,
Yeah,
you know, because they only
100%.
know you as like an internet personality sometimes. And
I'm a real person, y'all.
yeah, he's a real
I'm
guy.
right here.
dude.
I'm right here. Come on.
But yeah, man. So at Gun Boi Kaz, GUNBOIKAZ.
Now you'll never forget me.
That is right.
Come
So are you
on.
on TikTok as the same handle as well?
Yep.
So
Same
at
thing
Gun Boi
everywhere.
Kaz on TikTok, at Gun Boi Kaz on Instagram. Go follow Kaz on his journey. Go stream 23 Plus, the EP that just recently released.
Yes, sir.
And look out for some new things coming out from Kaz in the next year.
Indeed.
But my fellow Martians, thank you for listening. We love you so much, and we'll see you next time on Mars.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it. This is so fun, bro. Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod, and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We'll see you next time on Mars.